Jim, in the 2 years that I've been out of the jungle, apparently this livewithmom.com website has gone absolutely berserk. And I did some research for my call today and found out that these Uber dorks have a point system going for any time something from their website gets mentioned on the air. Yes, a point system. And they get prizes for this. It's like 5 points if one of their emails gets read on the air, or 10 points if one of these short busters actually gets a call on the air, and it's like 150 points if one of them can actually prove their shorts were up past their knees while the show was in progress. So based on Joe in New York City's call today, I think he racked up enough points to earn himself a whoopee cushion or something. But what most people don't know is that the faction of livewithmom.com, a faction of them have rebelled and started their own website called Stucknut.com. Yes, Stucknut.com. I mean, were these droolers purposely looking to be made fun of with that name? I mean, even the Kabbalah team of writers wouldn't have to come up with something witty for that one. I mean, look, branching out from one website to start your own doesn't make you creative or ingenious. It makes you an even bigger freaking loser. Jesus.
Coming to you live in beautiful 24 kilobit per second monophonic sound, this is Stucknut Radio, live at www.stucknut.net/radio.
I'm ready. The money comes slow out of the sky like confetti. I'm ready. I guess I gotta shoot, so I make sure I hold it steady. I'm ready.
25th Smackoff, the silver one. Freaking A. What an event. Watch parties, after shows, drinking in Hennessy's, chilling in H-Town, doing it right. Freaking A, the 25th Silver Smackoff. That was crazy. I don't know, man. Over here at Stucknut World Headquarters, man, we had some like, wow, Rome, man. We got, what's up, Rome? How you doing, brother?
Pool doc.
What's up, Rome? Hey, dude, let me tell you, Rome. I got the list right here in front of me, Hester. How you doing, brother? What'd you think? Hey, wait, real quick.
Hey, bacon.
You are a mighty Texas Ranger.
I got the badge on, like I was instructed to do.
It came with a price tag. What's up, brother? 25th Silver Smackoff, man. What's up, bro? Tell me what you think. What's your first take when Jim read the results?
Smackoff odds.
Boom. I got punked with Left, the champ, at number 6.
Yeah. That was rough. We'll get into that.
Yes. I think there's a couple of reasons too, and we were talking about it here at the headquarters about why and what was going on. Rick in Buffalo carried his call. I don't know if it hurt him. Who played him when he had a different voice? Who was that did that? Y'all remember? Who was that? Vic.
Oh, Vic.
Yeah, when he played Rick's.
Vic?
Was it Vic, Brendan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I'll get to you, and I'll give you a mic this time.
We're referring to our fourth member here. We'll get into that.
Yeah, this time I'm going to give him a mic.
Yes.
I've taken crap for the last year, but I'll make sure he gets a mic. So I don't know if that maybe hurt him or helped him. I don't know, but what you got, bro?
For the vine, Jim. I'm out.
That's it.
There you go. Didn't sound like that.
No, it did not
sound like that.
That was kind of, I don't know if that hurt him, that helped him, Hedstrom. I don't know. Anyway, major props to Rick in Buffalo, though.
He did well.
He did great, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just looking through here right now. I guess we can start at number 10, DA.
Okay. He had an agenda. He went on. Okay, let's even prop our buddy Woodscope, who was on with us last night. Thanks to him. Guys, check out Woodscopes later on. Wood had DA on Wednesday night.
Right.
DA said he had an agenda. He stuck by it. So if you want to be mad at DA, just be mad at him for doing what he said he was going to do. But a call that was well over 7 minutes long. It's the only call in segment 1. Longest call of the day. And all he did was go after Matt, and he comes in 10th.
Matt didn't even have a chance to respond.
There's three other callers that had a chance to be listed because, and we'll get into all the stats. We had 16 callers, 3 got run. That's 13 people, okay. And DA came in 10th. I don't get it. Nothing against DA. We're here to do the post Smackoff show, analyze, talk about it. We're going to give our opinions. We want you guys to call in, 480-788-2568. and let us know what you guys think about it. So
The bottom line is it's Rome's show and it's Rome's call. He is judge and jury on this bad boy. So if he thought DA was number 10, DA's number 10, we just got to move along here.
There you go.
I just think that DA probably could have picked a better target.
well, let's go to number 9.
This Jason Stewart.
Jay Stu was the first caller in segment 2. He started off well. He did the less is more thing. He started off with the sort of less is more, and he went after the XR4 Ti, right? And I don't know what
I know Brandon right now. He looks like he wants to have a take on this.
Brandon in the Natty with us.
And the Natty was here last year. I didn't give him the mic. He's foaming at the bits, man. I'm just going to give you my mic, brother. Tell us what you think, brother. Welcome to the show. Here you are.
Jay Stu, the call screener from back in the day, would have told Jay Stu present day with that phone call, it's not good enough. Call your local show.
There you go. Boom. He just dropped the mic, folks. Well, you didn't hear it, but he literally just dropped the mic on that one. Thank you, Brandon. I have to completely agree with him.
Can I have my mic back, bro?
There you go. Nicely done. That was swift, guys.
Do you have to throw the damn thing on the floor because you think you're that badass?
Picked it up.
That was a crazy.
He even made you pick it up.
Yeah, I gave him my mic. I said, man, he's like, I got to do this. Number 9 is mine. All right, I got you, brother. I got you. I'll take care of you, man. Yeah. Gave him my mic, Hedstrom.
Yeah, and we're just looking on Periscope here. Nikki, not a catch des. She says, Stu's call was pretty flat. Vic was a ton better. Mike and Tara, Vic was terrible. Carbone is still good. Yeah, I'm gonna make a point to try and read these comments a little bit more. Drew in West LA. Tyler is pointless. I have no idea why Rex gives him so much run. I think he meant to say Rome. Rome as in he spelled Rome Reauxm. Nicely done.
Wow.
Okay? Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to figure that one out.
Yeah. This Mike and Tara just getting in there. Okay, I didn't disagree with Mark and Hollywood getting run, I think he means to say. Chris R. Cobos, thanks, man. Hi, good show, dude. All right, there you go. So we've got lots of stats. We've got a ton of people. Be patient with us, guys. If you want to get on the air, DM Steve at Stucknut, and we're gonna load up the calls. We're gonna do this as long as you guys want to go.
Y'all keep calling. We'll stay on the air. Hey, Brendan, get chair close, hang loose, so we go to you every once in a while. Okay, just don't throw my mic down, all right, bro? It's still reeling from it, man. Hey, all right. So
okay.
What you got, Hester?
We had number 9. Keep going, man.
All right. So number 9, Jason Stewart. Number 8, Dan in Denver. What was your take on Dan in Denver?
Solid call. I mean, he was solid. He takes a lot of heat on Twitter. Maybe a little bit of a controversial figure sometimes. Some people don't like his maybe his politics or his thoughts on things. I don't know. I thought it was a solid call. What did you think about Dan in Denver?
I mean, it is what it is. He got top 10. That's cool enough for me. You know what I mean? When you're on the board, you're on the board, man. I like the call. I thought it was solid. Yeah. What I think, Hedstrom, is if you can make it from A to B and land the plane, like Rome says, especially on the Smackoff, you did a badass job.
That's a new term. When did he start doing it? Did he?
He landed the plane when I called. Yeah, I guess. I don't know, man.
Land the plane. That's the new thing.
When you land the plane, Steve, it's a whole new deal here. It's called landing the plane, brother. Yeah. All right, so that was Dan in Denver.
And statical plane. Brad had no cringe moments. Okay, very nice. Good. Dr. Dave in Chicago. Here we go. Good call, Dan. Still a racist. Good tweet by good post by David in a leaf. Pardon me, but reading some of these handles is tough, guys. He's David in a leaf. A leaf. Okay, thank you. Where were you, Bodhi? Yeah, where's Bodhi?
Yeah, where was the boatman?
Yeah.
Hey, let's move on from Dan. Number 7, we got. All right, number 7. Bring up the old Wisco boys, the old Wisconsinites. We have Benny and Wisco, brother.
Yeah, I had Benny at 6. I thought it was a good solid call.
I actually had him at 5.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
I thought it was top 5 when I heard it. I heard this, and when I listen to the Smackoff, I'm just chilling and I'm just listening, and I'm just going by how well I feel like it is a Smackoff call. I thought Benny had top 5 for sure.
Yeah, Orion had Benny at 3.
3, yes.
Andrew Tellman's saying, "What was Benny's error?" Bodhi's in. Bodhi's in the chat. He says, "They shot down my ideas. Some bitch."
Some bitch.
I don't know about that, Bodhi.
All right, Benny, kick-ass job. I had him at top 5. Hey, all right, so this is the one that when I was writing these down, I put a big question mark on number 6.
Okay.
Now, the concession here at the Stucknut World headquarters was maybe you had him at 2.
Yeah.
Okay. I picked him to win, and when
course.
he came on, I thought we won, my champ, we did it.
Yeah.
Now, was it because half the listeners weren't watching on TV and half were, that maybe they couldn't follow what we was doing because they didn't have the visual that we had watching it on CBS Sports Network?
I don't know, but we had this
Hey,
one.
somebody has run out on the field. Some goofball in a hat and a red shirt. Now he takes off the shirt. He's running down the middle by the 50. He's at the 30. He's bare-chested and banging his chest. Now he runs the opposite way. He runs to the 50. He runs to the 40. The guy is drunk, but there he goes. The 20. They're chasing him. They're not going to get him. Waving his arms, bare-chested. Somebody stop that man.
Here comes the blue coat,
Oh,
Kevin.
they got him.
Here
They're
comes the
coming
blue
from the
coats.
left. Oh, and they tackle him at the 40-yard line.
I thought that was I thought he had a solid Kevin Harlan impression.
But I guess what I'm trying to say, Hedstrom, is if you were up to 3-4 years ago, we weren't watching this shit. We were we were literally having to listen to it on our radio while we were working or whatever we do to take the day off. But we literally have to listen to it. Did it play into his hands that potentially half or a third of the listeners out there, that the 10 million listeners out there that were listening today, did it play into his hand that they could not visually see what the other folks saw on CBS Sports Radio? What do you think about that?
It's possible because the pictures did a lot, or were part of a lot of the show. Okay, I think that it actually hurt. Not to get off the subject, we'll get back to Left, but I think it actually hurt Tyler. I think Tyler spent too much time with his glamour shots and not enough time on his call, and that's why he got run. Just my own personal opinion,
Right.
Hey, I'm going to call it like it is. I'm not going to be pro-Canadian, pro-this, pro-anything. And then getting back to Left, yeah, if people aren't seeing what's on the screen, I mean, we're in here laughing our asses off.
Yeah, it was great.
It was great, and I hope that I'm pretty sure Benton will have it up.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if you get and people can see it, but like you said, that's after the fact.
Look. All right, we're going to stop at number 6 right now because we have one of the dudes that actually got me kind of started in this Jim Rome thing. I was like one of his guys that he let me sneak into the when the tour stops were coming to San Antonio. All right, we got Gino on the line. Gino, Bulldog, what's up, brother? How you doing?
What's going on, big fella?
How you doing, my friend? What you doing, brother?
Man, I'm actually driving around looking at buying a new car. So you kind of caught me right in the middle of a car purchase. But that's all right. I'm driving a brand new Nissan Pathfinder on a test drive, so we can take as long as we want. What are they going to do? Make me come back?
No, they're going to try to keep you in there as long as they can. Hey, Gino, man, real quick, before we get to the Smackoff, you and I played golf together. You snuck me into the Riverwalk when all you guys were hanging out. I mean, dude, you basically set this thing off for me, and I appreciate what you've done, man. You've been a lot. You sold me my first cell phone, bro. So
That's right. Back in San Antonio, I sold David Robinson one of the very first flip phones that came out from Motorola. He bought 2 of them. And nobody had, having a car phone back in the day was like, you had to be like a CEO or something. It was unheard of. He came in and bought 2, and one of them was for his wife, and the whole cell phone store fell apart because they were like, what a waste of money. Why does your wife need a cell phone?
That's hilarious. I have that original phone that you sold me. If you ever want to see it or want a picture of it, we have it in like a little curio thing. But anyway, dude, so Rome mentioned you on the Smackoff today. He's like, Gino in San Antonio is coming in. He's coming in. Man, what happened, bro? They just run out of time? Tell me a little bit more about that.
All right. So if there's one thing that most people probably don't appreciate about me is that I truly don't care what it's not that I don't care what people think. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I could care less. I'm so important. I'm actually like, I'm so unimportant that it doesn't really matter to me if people think I'm great or if people think I'm terrible. Like, I don't get my self-identity off of what people think about me on the show. So I'm going to tell you what happened to me on the show today, and it's going to make me sound terrible, and everybody will have lots of show fodder to make fun of me later when they hear this. So what happened was I got through in the first hour, and it's not easy getting through on Smackoff Day. You've got like 30 people all pounding the phone lines, and you do not have open lines. So you got to sit there and just hit redial over and over until you finally get lucky and get a line. And if you haven't called the show, one thing you may not know is that they do not answer the phone call if it's near the end of a segment or during a commercial break. They're just not going to pick it up. I don't know if it's because they don't want to pay for that phone line. I have no idea why they do it, but they're not picking up the phone if it's coming to the end of a segment or if they're in a commercial break. So you have a limited window to try to get into the show, especially on Smackoffs. So I got in. It was probably the third segment in the first hour, and I don't know the guys in the XR4 Ti that well so that I could tell you who answers the phone. But whoever answered the phone just straight up punk jobbed me, and it's humiliating. I'm actually embarrassed to tell you the following. This is how unimportant I am in the jungle right now. He said to me with a straight face, "Hey, who's this?" And I said, "This is Gino." And he goes, "Hey, Gino, can I hang up because I've got to make a phone call real quick, and then you can just call back later." I literally laughed out loud, and I said, "Bro, are you doing me like a hot date on a Friday night, like saying, oh, I can't go out tonight, I got curlers in my hair, maybe next week? Is that what you're doing?" And he goes, no, dude, you're important, call back, please, call back. I was like, you're making me hang up right now so that you can make a phone call? And he was like, yeah, I got to make a phone call, bro. And I was like, all right. So I knew right then and there I wasn't getting on the show. Because it's not like if Brad and Corona calls in, they're going to go, "Hey, Brad, can I hang up on you? Because I got to call somebody real quick." Like, they don't have a cell phone. You have to use this line I'm calling in on to make your phone call. So I knew that whatever was going on today, my phone call was not making the air. I did get back in the rotation in the second hour, sat on hold the whole time. And when he finally said, "We've got 5 callers left, it's going to be one of these 5 callers," that's when I knew I wasn't one of those 5 callers, so I hung up.
Wow. All right. This is Gino in San Antonio giving us some super insight on what happened to him today, man. That is really, really crazy, brother. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, so you heard Brad say, like, it's nervous, and he doesn't sound nervous. When Brad calls in, he's as cool as a cucumber, right?
Right.
But it is nerve-wracking when you're on hold because, I mean, now I'm going to stroke my own ego, is I'm really good at react. I'm really good at hearing something somebody just said and then going, oh, here's a funny little take, or I can riff on that. And Ron likes that. You got to have like 5 or 6 reaction, good quality crackbacks to the previous callers. So while I'm on hold, I'm sitting there, you know, writing down little thoughts, writing down little things I can say about what Rick and Buffalo said, what DA said. You know, I had a whole little riff. I was going to rip on DA for, like, he took the entire first segment to rip on Matt in L.A. That's like going to Ruth's Chris and then talking for 5 hours about what the parsley was like. You know, so I mean, I just had all these little bitty things, little notes on the side of my script, and so it was just it was a lot of effort for nothing.
Hey, well, man, dude, let me tell you, the winner, Brad in Corona, won because of the way he reacted to the show itself. And what you just told us right now, what you do is the same. So that's what makes you special in the jungle. I just that type of shit that you just pulled off right there, man. That made us all laugh here in the studio, which is incredible, dude. Incredible.
Well, I appreciate that. I didn't hear the first part of y'all's show. What is y'all's response? And I kind of got that y'all were doing a countdown, so I don't want to preempt. I don't want to.
No, you're good. Do what you got to do.
Did you guys really think Rick and Buffalo was a top 2 caller?
Well, what do you think, Hester?
Personally, I had him at 5.
Yeah. See, I had him definitely in the top 10. So all this being said, I will say this. You know, I talked to Brad and Corona on Twitter, and I talked to Leff and Laguna on Twitter, and a lot of the guys, the Canadian Bros. I've got relationships with a lot of these guys, and so I respect every single one of them. And me and Rick in Buffalo, who I had a whole little thing I was going to talk about where I was referring to him as Chicken Buffalo. And, you know, why does Chicken Buffalo, did he attain something, or why does his voice sound like that? Was he bottle fed? You know, why is he hiding behind this fake voice? Like, how can he call in and rip on other people for being gimmicky when his entire phone persona is a gimmick? It's ironic, you know? So I don't like Rick. I think Rick's calls are garbage, and I have a feeling that if I lived in an area that Rick lived in, I would move, because he just seems like an idiot. But I get that that's just me. For everybody that feels like me, there's an equal amount of people who think Rick is literally the best caller to the show. So just because that's my opinion doesn't mean I'm right. That's just what I think. So I was really surprised when Rick came in second. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I was flushing the toilet during that whole phone call.
That's crazy. I think it's because Rome likes Rick. You know what I'm saying?
Rome likes people from New York. Anybody that calls in with a big bully back east attitude, like a Boston accent. He always liked Boston Finn. He liked what's his name?
John in New York.
Yeah, he liked Bobby from Brooklyn.
Yeah,
I mean,
Bobby.
He loves that New York accent. But the problem I have, I like it too. I was always a Bobby from Brooklyn fan. But Rick in Buffalo, that's a fake voice. I mean, he already called in with his real voice, and that didn't play, and so he realized that who Rick in Buffalo actually is not worth listening to, so he came up with a whole fake voice, and it's just garbage. I don't respect that. Like, Rick in Buffalo, I'm sorry. It's just my opinion, but I could never hear that guy again, and it would be too soon.
That's awesome. Gino in San Antonio, my idol.
Well, I'm sure Rick will be on later on, and he can respond, which is cool. And
that's what this show's all about, Gino.
And I'm sure you respect that too.
Yeah, I don't have any problem. I actually don't. I am not saying Rick in Buffalo is a garbage human being. I don't know Rick in Buffalo.
Exactly.
I'm just saying I don't really get. Yeah, I don't get his call style.
Yeah.
But, you know, yeah. I've never been to Buffalo, but I was going to, you know, he said that he lived in a golden, shiny city. I was going to say, yeah, if your city's golden and shiny, it's probably because there's a lot of outdoor urination going on. But, you know, so it's just, you know, it is what it is. We don't know each other, and so to the extent that I dislike anybody, it's not personal.
Right, exactly.
Gino in San Antonio, if you need him. Damn it, Gino. I've missed so much talking to you, brother. Man, I'm not happy, you know, as far as what happened tonight. There's nothing we could do about it. This show is about the show after the, you know, this show. This is what I like doing this show, Gino, because we don't know what's going on. We're just going to, you know, go with what you say and what you guys tell us what you're doing. That's what we want to know, man. We're clones, you know. We want to know about this stuff. So thank you so much for participating, brother. Man, I need to get together with you, man. I'd like to just have a beer or coffee or whatever you do.
Do you remember that when we got together down at the Riverwalk that JT the Brick was there?
Yep.
Yeah. And so that was funny because I just reconnected with him on Twitter yesterday, and we were DMing back and forth about that with Andrew Ashwood, and Jim Rome was in town with his Cato, the bodyguard, and all that stuff that was going on back in the day. Janet Rome was there. Like half the clone Silk was there. Raider Mike was there. It was incredible.
Wow. I mean, and I don't know if you remember this, but you actually like let me go with you. You know, we wouldn't play golf or something, and you let me go with you, and I didn't even know anybody. You were like, yeah, this guy's with me, which was really cool, dude. And I just sat there and like, wow.
I don't remember if you remember this, but they were trying to throw me out of the studio because Rome went in WAI studio and was doing the show live. And Andrew Ashwood, who's the program director for Premier Radio, or no, excuse me, not Premier, but whatever the Clear Channel.
Clear Channel,
Clear Channel. He was a very powerful guy in radio, period, in America, not just in San Antonio. Clear Channel just happens to be based in San Antonio. So Andrew Ashwood was a very powerful guy, and he liked me. So when I went, he invited me to come in studio, and that's how I got you invited on all that stuff. As I said, yeah, this guy's with me. But Travis, Rome's producer at the time, Travis, tried to have Cato, Rome's bodyguard, throw me out of the studio, and Ashwood walked over and said, no, this guy ain't leaving, he's with me. And that's the only reason I even got to stay in was because of that. So, yeah, that was a weird little time, man. Trapper, stayed at my house, and he was making that horrible chili that Trapper makes. I mean, Jim Benton. I mean, it was a scene. It was really a scene. And there are so many wild stories about Trapper. People, I don't know if people think the whole Trapper persona is like an act. It ain't. For every story you've ever heard about Trapper make the air, there's 20 that are way worse and are not safe for work.
That's so awesome. Hey, Gino, appreciate everything you've done, brother. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Y'all take care.
Late, bro. Bye. Gino in San Antonio, we need him crazy.
You need him. Awesome. Yeah.
I know that the folks had questions, but
yeah,
you know, I didn't mean to get involved in a reminiscent of with Gino, but
No,
man,
that's cool.
Dude. Anyway, crazy.
There you go, man. That's
That's
like
why we
inside
do
stuff.
this show, Hedstrom.
It's the reaction after. You people don't know what's going on.
We didn't know that.
We didn't know what's going on.
Now,
well,
you know,
some of you might know what's going on. I shouldn't say that. But.
Yeah, you know, I'm ready, Steve. Whatever you got, man.
Oh, we just have Rome just retweeted. Let me just get that. Let me just pop that up right now. Rome had just retweeted. I believe Shawn the Kabbalah has just congratulated the
champ.
the BIC. Yeah, he said, "Welcome to the club." There you go.
Nice. Who do we got, Steve? 12er. What's up, 12? What's up, Wood?
What up, dude?
What's-
I got Kaleb here. What's going on? No, he doesn't. He doesn't have Kaleb anywhere.
My boy Kaleb, dude. Kaleb, strong effort today, bro. Strong, dude. Kaleb, man. I don't know how you feel about where you were placed, or you know, we can't control that. But from those of us that were watching here at the world headquarters, dude, we all were cracking up, dude. Well, I thought your call was fucking badass.
Thanks, Ben. Appreciate that. That's really nice of you to say.
Hey, Kaleb, just before you get into it, okay, really quick now. I thought I recognized something there, but was that a song by Matt Farley?
Oh, wait! Don't answer, Kaleb.
Okay.
We here on the show, Hedstrom is our EP, and he's a statistic guy. He was supposed to say breaking news because you were ready. You remember? So can we do this right? Hold on, Kaleb.
You wanted okay.
I want breaking news because he's going to tell us yes or no.
We take you now to Kermit the Frog with another fast-breaking news story.
All right, Hedstrom. Now ask him the question. Let's see how it works.
All right. Well, you heard what I said. Was that Matt Farley?
That was Matt Farley.
Yes.
Very nice. Okay.
Way to go, Hedstrom.
Right,
awesome.
Yeah. So for those who don't know who Matt Farley is, go ahead and Kaleb, let them know.
Yeah, so Matt Farley is a guy who has made over 20,000 songs. His goal is to get $1 million just on iTunes and Spotify, and he was the guy who did the Jason Avant song that Jim played on the air, 7 or 8 years ago. And I got in touch with him, and I asked him if he would make a song for me. I didn't tell him what it was for, and he's like, "Yeah, sure, no problem. I can do that. Send me the lyrics." And I sent it to him, and he goes, "Hey, are you doing this for Jim Rome?" And I said, "Yeah, actually, I am, because the words Smackoff and jungle are in the lyrics." And he goes, "Well, I'll help you out, no problem, and we'll put it on iTunes." And I'm like, "Well, this is great." And every deadline that he met, or he said he was going to meet, he met. Everything he said was going to happen happened, and super easy to work with, super friendly. And if anybody wants a custom song, go to his website, moternmedia.com, MOTERN media.com. He's got pricing options for custom songs. And this is not, I'm not a sellout, Benjamin. Benny and Wisco's here. I'm not a sellout. Benny and Wisco just called me a sellout.
No.
He is wrong.
No.
And,
hey, I'm the one that brought it up.
Yeah.
I'm the one that brought it up.
So,
Believe me.
yes, that was Matt Farley. I was kind of bummed out because people at the Lorelei thought that was me.
That was you.
singing.
Well,
and
about,
I wonder.
I'd say probably about.
Thought it was me.
Well, I'd say probably about 3/4 of the room thought it was you. 3/4 meaning 3 of the 4 of us. Because and I was like, I swear that was.
No, Hedstrom was all over it, Kaleb. Hedstrom was all over. He started Googling. He started doing all. He's like, I got this. I know who it is. Hedstrom was all over it, Kaleb. It was so freaking awesome, dude.
Thank you.
Now let's get back to your call.
I got Benny here too, so you can bother him as well.
Yeah, hey, real quick, Kaleb, before I get to Benny, hey, dude, so top 3, how do you feel about your call? How do you feel about your performance? How do you feel about your take? Tell me about how you feel, yes, about your call.
I feel great because I just want to get back to the top 5 after getting there my first year, getting number 3, and then getting 9, 6, and 8. It's like Jim always says, and I'm not the one who started this. Jim said I'm one of the best to never do it. And to mention me with Terrence and Gino and Dan in D.C. is like, man, I don't know. Like, I appreciate the love, but those guys are friggin' legends. And then when you look at it, I thought I needed to get back in the top 3 to at least call myself legitimately one of the best to never do it. So to get number 3, obviously I don't feel great about not winning, but honestly, I was so happy when the call was over. I was so happy I got to play my song. I've been saying the last 2 weeks, if I can play my song, then I'm fine. Whatever result comes down, if I get 10 out of the top 10, whatever happens. And so to get 3rd, I actually kind of overshot what I thought I was going to do. So that's how I feel about it.
Well, the Stucknut odds had you at 3, so we were right on the money, man. Thank you so
Hey,
much.
that's true. Yeah, there you go.
Brother, thank you for doing this. Hey, if I can get Benny on, I'd love to have Benny on, man. But Caleb, we thought you were great,
right
brother.
here next to me. He is looking aloof, and he is looking half buzzed. So,
All right, well, let's talk to a half buzzed Benny.
We'll see how this is going to go.
All right, Caleb, thank you, sir.
Have a good one. Hey, Poolback, can I ask a favor?
Yes, sir. What you got?
Can I give you a call in a little bit on my way home? I'd love to talk to you in depth, but it's not going to happen very soon. If that's all right.
Yes, sir. Wait, actually, I got another call coming in, Benny, so I'll call you right back. No. Hey, dude.
Tell Steve-O to get a hold of me, all right?
No, wait. Hey, brother, Benny, I had you top 5, bro. I had you 5, man. I thought you were solid Smackoff call. Well prepared, representing Lorelei's, man. You two representing right, man. Y'all did it well today, man. What's your take on the Smackoff, on how you did, how you presented your call, how you got ready for your call? How do you feel about today, brother?
Again, I'm kind of disappointed. But again, can we talk about this in like 20 minutes? Can we talk about this in like 20 minutes? I'm gonna close out here.
Are you talking to a lady, or what's going on here?
I think Benny's got some little I don't know. He's got a little maybe something on the side, and he needs 20 minutes with it. I don't know, dude. Yeah, you absolutely call it back at 20 minutes.
Let me spell it out for you.
Yeah.
Let me spell it out for you. Have Steve-O give me a call in about 20 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
I'll talk to you
We'll
soon.
see you later, brother. Bye. Later. All right, so I thought Benny was pulling a Gino on us.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, like what they did to Gino. I was like, man, that's exactly what he's doing.
More breaking news. Rick and Buffalo and Rome just retweeted. Congrats, Brad and Corona, Smackoff, Goat. Great day. My adoring Buffalonians don't want to hear it, but the best call won. Kornheiser line might be my favorite ever. Great day. That was a great line. The Kornheiser line was awesome.
Awesome. Rick, that's being stand up, brother. Stand up. All right, man. So Lep and Laguna. Hey, Brandon, what's your take on Lep and Laguna here? Let me get Brandon up here. I know he's foaming at the bits. You ready for Lep? You got something for us?
So we're moving along back over to our roving correspondent, Brandon in the Natty.
I think Lef's call was great. The past couple years since Rome went to the simulcast, he's encouraging clones to watch the show in addition to just listening it. So my thought is that with his, choreography that he had with Randall chasing around the Brad lookalike, it was hilarious. I mean, if not, I thought it was going to win, honestly. Mm-hmm. I thought it was better than Brad's call, but at worst it should have been second. And it was the wrong call, as Hope Solo would say, to have him be sixth place.
Yeah, absolutely. Left at 6 was just a travesty. I had him at 2, so definitely had him at 2. And, I was saying all along BIC. Now, the reason I was saying BIC was because I really, really thought that Rome wanted to get him up at number 5. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that one?
I agree. When we talked about this earlier, I definitely think that there's some partiality towards getting Brad that first back-to-back titles. I actually was thinking that he would not pull it off because I thought everybody would be coming for him. And I thought Left came for Brad pretty hard and honestly got the best of him. Rome didn't see it the same way. But another thought I had on Left is that for all of the heat that he gets for his choreography, the smack in his calls is actually really good. And I think going forward, you will probably see him focusing more on the smack maybe, so that could help him get back to winning another Smackoff.
No, absolutely. So we're going to get into some of the stats. Thank you very much. It's Brandon in the Natty. If you need him, go ahead and follow him. Actually, give us your Twitter handle. What's your Twitter handle?
At Brendan Webb.
There you go. So at Brandon Webb, make sure you check him out on the old Twitter there. So we have got some stats here for you. I said before, Pool Doc, that I thought that the photos were just a big part of this. I mentioned what I thought about Tyler and whatnot. So, it is what it is. They say that you don't want gimmicks or anything. The photos were a gimmick. Mark in Hollywood had some hilarious photos.
Right.
Once again, I hope the webmaster Benton, I'm really, really hoping he gets that stuff out. And
he will.
Yeah. So,
well, actually, he's probably partying right now, so I don't know if he's going to do it today.
Exactly. Right.
It'll come out eventually. Yeah.
So here's some of the stats, just rolling through them. We had 16 total calls.
Okay.
3 runs. Tyler, Matt, and Mark in Hollywood. The longest call, of course, was Damon Amendola, DA. In the first segment, he was like 7+ minutes. Somebody had commented on it that it was about an 8-minute call, but I had him down at 7+ minutes. But these are, and by the way, these are unofficial stats. We have to go back and it's like
check it all out.
Unofficial results. We got so
yeah.
If somebody's nerding out more than I am right now, I've got to go back and rerun these possibly. We'll see. I don't know if I'm really going to do that or not. Shortest call, Jay Stu, 2:57. That was the second call. So you had back-to-back the longest and the shortest calls.
10 and 9.
Yeah. The average call length, interestingly enough, what do you think the average call length was?
Probably about 6.5 minutes.
4:38. You would have thought it was longer.
That's quite. Yeah, that's small. I mean,
4 minutes 38 seconds was the average call. Let's see. The least amount of calls in a segment, of course. First segment.
Probably the first segment there was him.
DA. The most calls, hour 3, segment 1. You had 3 calls. Every other segment after that, 2 calls.
Nice. All right, looks like we're going back to the phones. This is a top tenor. He actually placed in 8th place today on the silver anniversary of the Smackoff. I've got Dan in Denver on the phone right now. What's up, Dan?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Great. Now, I've been asking. I'm going to ask.
Sorry, I had to put that out there.
I'm going to ask you the same question I asked anybody that was on the show. It's because we're clones and we want to know what the hell were you thinking about how you did today? How did you prep? How do you feel like you're called? Are you satisfied with the 8th place that you got? Tell me a little bit more about your participation in the 25th Smackoff.
Honestly, if you told me 5 minutes before I went on air, hey, Dan, you're going to finish 8th, I would have been ecstatic. I was sitting there like, I think Mark and Boston's probably on hold. He already said Gino's on hold. Like, I don't think they're going to get to me. We haven't heard from Mark and Hollywood. We haven't heard from Mike. And I was actually contemplating hanging out. So I was like, I'm going to wait till the start of hour 3. And then he went to me instead. And I adjusted my script on the fly because I thought I was close to the end of the hour. So I went a little bit shorter than I expected. But then once I got through with it and saw some of the reaction on Twitter, I thought I was going to finish higher than 8th. So I don't mean to get greedy, but
no,
that's
man.
how I felt.
Dude, I love the fact that you adjusted on the fly. That right there tells me that you're a badass, man. I mean, how? All right, so you come in here and you've been thinking about this. This date's been around for 3-4 months. We know what it was, right? So you're coming in. You probably know that you're going to be you got your ticket. You know you're coming in, right? So how do you get that script together and then have to adjust it on the fly? Dude, explain to me how you did that shit and still pulled off a top 10 finish, man. How you pull that shit off, brother?
I actually took out my favorite paragraph and my favorite joke in my whole script.
No way.
It was the joke that was most on the line. It wasn't like homosexual or anything like that. Like Rome was getting kind of tired of that stuff. But I had an OJ joke right in the middle that was a little edgy, and I was real nervous about it. And it was right after that weird Milwaukee Bucks take, and I didn't even think about it. I just went to that next paragraph, and I just in my head I was like, "Don't do it." So I just went to the next one, and that saved me like 35 seconds. And I might have gotten run. I don't know. But yeah,
you didn't get run.
No, you know what's funny though, when you did your Bucks take and the deer thing, you're talking about the hunters. They actually had your picture up on the screen where you had the camouflage.
Yeah,
on
no.
everything, yeah.
And I rewound and rewatched it, and I'm like, they photoshopped the dead deer out of it, or they zoomed in, so it wasn't.
Okay.
They must have zoomed in.
They don't want to show the dead deer on CBS, right?
Yeah, so
that gave me a good chuckle after that.
Right.
Dan in Denver, number 8, 25th Smackoff on the phone on the post Smackoff
Solid.
show with a solid call. So now, Dan, what are you doing, man? You did your shit. You got, you're just chilling now. You're in Denver. You're probably getting high. What are you doing, man?
I'm not in Denver. I'm in Pennsylvania, but no, I don't bake.
That's cool.
And I'm probably just gonna get drunk and troll the hell out of the Canadian brothers for a little bit.
Nice. So you got a game plan for the rest of the day? That's cool. A little trolling action.
Yeah. Hey, what was the reaction? Have you heard from Gino and Mark and Boss? I felt bad for those guys not getting on. I thought they both had some good momentum going into the week. Have you heard from either one of them yet?
Gino was our first caller, man.
Really?
When you get a chance, listen to the replay of the show and let him explain. I didn't want to. He said some stuff, man, and my boy.
Mad?
I don't know if he was mad or unhappy, or I couldn't vibe how his actual feelings were, but he said some stuff that you probably want to hear. It wasn't about you, bro. You probably want to hear it. I don't know.
Oh, I don't care. I've heard enough about me.
Nah, man. All I know from you is, dude, you're number 8. They can't take that from you. Top 10, brother. You did it, man. You did a hell of a job. Great shit, man.
Thank you.
Definitely enjoy yourself. Top 10 in there like that. That's great, especially when a week ago people are calling for you to get choppered.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I honestly I didn't know if he was going to take my call, and even my last call going in about the Kabbalah Asian. I screened it and Hawk was laughing, and I'm thinking in my head like they could just set me up and take the ticket if they wanted to, but Rome's fair. And I was happy to get on. I was happy to finish. That was better than I expected today, that's for sure.
Hey, Dan in Denver, bro, what a run. Golden ticket to top 10, number 8 slot. Badass. Can ask. Now you're set up to go get in there and knock it out next year. But I think you did a hell of a job, and I appreciate that you called our show. And thank you so much, Dan. Enjoy the rest of your day. Get drunk and start ragging on some Canadians. Do what you got to do, brother. You earned it, brother. Later.
All right. Thanks for having me on, guys.
No
Thanks.
problem,
Bye.
Dan. All right, bye.
Yeah, there you go. Like Dan in Denver, that was one of the other stats that I forgot to mention was 2 golden ticket holders in the Smackoff. Jeff in Southfield, who I also thought had a solid call, and he didn't crack the top 10. So there you go again. So Jay Stu, once again, nothing against these people. We're talking about the calls here, people. We're not being personal about them. We don't like this, but that's not what we're saying. We're saying that Jay Stu's call and DA's call, back-to-back there, 1 and 2, did not deserve to be top 10. Why wasn't Jeff in Southfield in the top 10? Another golden ticket. We could have had 2 golden ticket holders in the top 10. Maybe that's your story right there. Maybe that's why they weren't in it, because they didn't want 2 golden ticket holders in the top 10. I don't know. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I got the tinfoil on my head, man.
Bro,
conspiracy theory.
Rome is judge, jury, and executioner on this bad boy here at the Jungle. So whatever he says, we got to run with, man. But if I'm just a clone. I don't think DA should have been top 10. Yeah, that's just my take.
Now, one thing though, what we were talking about just before you were able to chime in was Jeff in Southfield, and I believe somebody else did. Maybe Brandon can help us out with this one. Jeff in Southfield went after Cal in Vegas, and somebody else went after Cal in Vegas. I'm trying to remember who, and I think it's a bit of a mistake because Cal got choppered. He got choppered on Wednesday. So you gotta nix that out of your call. I'm sorry, or make it quick, and then you're quicking out. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Man, I think you're spot on that. I think that's exactly what's going on.
So possibly that could have hurt him. But I mean, his Arthur Fonzarelli stuff at the end was just like hilarious. Hey, that was really good. So there you go. There we go. We got this working.
That's a good point, Bacon. I like that Jeff in Southfield finished up his call going back to the Happy Days theme.
There you go, yeah.
Because that is an iconic call still that will probably end up actually being his best ever call.
Oh, it was definitely his
to the
best
Jungle.
call,
No
yeah.
offense to Jeff in South because he's funny,
yeah.
and I love the guy, but I think that was a strong finish, and he definitely deserved to be top 10.
Yeah. So basically I'm trying to, maybe somebody in the Periscope chat can help us out. Who else went after Cal? Because there seemed like there were a couple of people that definitely went after Cal. Real Left Hook, thank you very much. He says, I think Rick had a Cal line. I think you're right there. The other thing that we were talking about was we were wondering if Rick was going to respond to, go ahead.
Yes. So in the past, I have noticed that Rome, if somebody lays some smack on somebody and they come on the phone with Rome immediately afterwards, Rome usually expects a pretty quick response.
Right.
Or people have been run in the past. So the biggest example of this I think of is Josh in Detroit getting rung up after Mike in Little Rock Nooch crushed him a couple years ago. And granted, Rick is a much better caller than Josh in Detroit, so maybe there was some leeway. I personally thought Rick should have moved that up in his script to go right at to respond right
immediately because
immediately to Vic, because I actually thought even though Vic didn't make the top 10, him bringing out the original call from Rick in Buffalo, that was a pretty hard shot. So I personally expected Rick to, if he would have brought that up to the beginning of his call, it would have been better. But then again, I agree with what you had mentioned that he responded about a minute into the call, but that's my personal
he did address it for sure. Yeah. All right. So it's great having Brandon in the Natty here, formerly in the Natty.
Not in the Natty anymore.
No,
right?
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we're trying to get him set up right now, so he can hear with it at the host.
Yeah, we're working on this.
Right,
we're talk about running on the fly.
Yeah.
I mean, it just goes to show you how awesome we are with Brad and Corona. He hit on all of that stuff right off the bat, and here we are. We've got 3-4 people here trying to running this stuff off the fly.
And then we got the roving reporter and I guess now his assistant that's got to get him hooked up. I don't know. Hey, look, so we left on number 6, left in Laguna.
Go ahead.
That was my boy.
And then, of course, hey, we get ready to go in, and then we're...
I think we got a phone call, right?
Would you like to introduce me? I haven't...
by the way, this is Steve.
Hang on.
Yeah, I'm still part of the site. Remember me?
Got that, scrub nuts?
By the way, this is the post-Smackoff show with...
Steve-O.
We're trying to get your attention, man.
Steven H-Town, who's been very busy, Hedstrom and Bulldog. And yes, Steve, I am so sorry, but yes, of course, Steve is here. You've been very busy, sir, and I'm glad you acknowledged the fact that, once again, we didn't introduce you on your own damn show. I'm sorry, sir. I apologize.
Well, I felt it was a good time to chime in because this next caller was not in the Smackoff, and he's probably going to be the first one that we dump today. So
nice. We're ready to dump somebody? Hedstrom, you ready? You got the old dump button?
What do you mean, me?
Oh, my bad. I mean, I don't know what I'll do it. Go ahead. Who we got, man? Who is this?
We got Dr. Dave on the phone.
Dr. Dave, what's up, sir?
What's up, Tool Doc? How's it going?
Man, I'm doing great, brother. How about you? How did you enjoy your Smackoff?
Oh, I loved it on my day off doing work while I'm actually watching on the TV. But it was interesting because back when Mike came out with his little proposal for the 5001. The whole sabotage issue that he was talking about, well, part of it was a little bit of a left, maybe getting a hold of some of the rich clones. So he calls me, he calls FA Sports Honks. They're like, let's get all the doctor clones in there to try to sabotage Mike's call. I thought about it, but I kind of passed.
So is this breaking news? Are you saying that you were contacted and you were going to sabotage? No, okay, wait.
I was contacted, but nah, I kind of passed. I don't want to get in the doghouse with my wife. I mean, hell, she gets mad if I spend $20 on a blackjack table.
So you were actually contacted. You didn't contact him.
That is true.
Oh.
Wow, see, that's breaking news, Dr. Dave. That's breaking news on the post Smackoff show right there, man. Yeah. We love us some breaking freaking news, brother. Dr. Dave on our show, crazy.
Yeah, I think now, though, there was a little bit of luster lost this year. I don't know, maybe there's more impetus to bring back the hack up I'd love to be in. I love playing a comedic version of myself. I mean, if you actually saw me in my office, I'm completely different than how I am on the air, so it's kind of fun.
Hey, bro, someone just put on our Periscope, this dude is saving children while listening to the Smackoff, dude.
Saving dying children.
Saving dying children.
While listening to the Smackoff.
That is something that...
No, absolutely no idea
Janet.
who was saying that on
Janet.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Well, Fridays are my day off, but it actually was interesting because like two of my biggest jungle villains and my biggest foes were surprisingly not as high as I thought they would be this year. I mean, it was good for Dan to get top 10, but he's a little bit of a prick to me. But
yeah, I noticed.
It was great to see.
Yeah, noticed you're a little bit. I saw some comments. People can go back and check out the comments. So it's hey man, it's in ink now. It's on the interwebs.
This goes back about 2 years between me, Dan, and Neil, but it's okay. It was also though just great to see Vic not place. That was absolutely great for me. That was a great karma for that little asshole.
We got Dr. Dave running some serious smack on our post show. Keep going, bro. What you got, Hester?
The trifecta of just been if like Sarah T kissed their ass at the end too, but you know.
Right. So actually, since we have you on the line, what did you think of the results? Is there anybody that you thought maybe should have placed higher? Is there anybody?
I actually thought Kaleb should have placed higher.
Really?
Yeah. Personally.
Okay.
I actually thought Kaleb probably had the second place call. I did not have Brad Whitting. I actually agree. I did actually probably have left first, but again, so many people were not watching the show that I think that having the visual aspect of it was just too bougie, I guess, for the way that the show is right now. There's too many people who still listen to it on the radio, but maybe in future years that will actually work a little bit better than it would have this year.
That's something that we were talking about when we were during the breaks here at the headquarters of Stucknut, and we're like, do you think that costed him some spots? Because I mean, Lep is a champ, and I don't know that visual that was only on TV. I don't know how it played on the radio because I was watching on TV. But who did you like going into this thing, Dave? Who did you like?
I actually thought Kaleb was going to win going in this year. I would put my money on Kaleb.
Well, once again, your wife would have been pissed off with you. It's like throwing down money at the blackjack. He got number 3, bro, and there's no win place to show on these boys. It's either win or go home, brother.
Well, what's funny is that my last name is an Eastern European last name, and actually in its translation means lucky, but you never know.
That's awesome.
Are you are you saying you're a betting man or you're not?
He shouldn't be.
Sometimes.
Oh, you've been known to dabble then.
He shouldn't be, I think is what he's saying.
I've been known to dabble with the $50 blackjack tip. That's about as far as I'll go.
Dr. Dave on the Post Smackoff show, brother. Thank you so much, man. I love this. Thank you, Dr. Dave.
All right, thanks, Bulldog.
Late, bro.
Thanks, Steve.
Hey, Steve. Oh, by the way, Steve's here. How you doing, Steve? Yeah, oh, we finally ran somebody. Steve, what's going on, brother?
We're running so much shit right now.
I'm screening phone calls here. So.
Yeah, but I just want to make sure I acknowledge you every 5 minutes now. I'm going to just ask you a question no matter. Steve, Stucknut odds. You had. I know we nailed Kaleb. You were a Brad and Corona guy. He called this. You called that. You were Brad too, weren't you, brother? I was left. But you guys, Steve, you just knew this going in, didn't you? He knew it going in, man.
Yeah, so, once again, it's out there. Do not doubt the Stucknut odds.
Don't doubt him, man. I don't know why.
And at the same token, you can look and hey, check the timestamp, brother. I put out who I thought was actually in the top 10, and I was pretty close. I didn't nail it quite like I did last year, but I'm only off by one on about 4 or 5 of them.
Nice.
So it's up there. But
you didn't have DA or J. Sue anywhere at all, did you?
Oh no. I had.
Who was at their place?
I had Vic at 10. I had the Kabbalah at 9, and then I had Jeff and Southfield at 8, and that basically skewed all of my results.
Right.
And that's where we kind of lost it. So it is what it is. I thought they had. I also thought, okay. Legend that he is, Shawn the Kabbalah at 4. I had him in at 9, as I mentioned. What do you think about Kabbalah?
I loved his call.
You come in and you're like, I like the call. So you had him top 5?
I had him top 3.
Okay.
I had him top 3 with love because with the love because I'm biased. All right, so we're going back to the phones. Our boy called last night. Told him to take it easy, chill out, get some rest. We have the number 2 spot, Rick in Buffalo, on the phone right now. Brother, how you doing? Are you at the party or what? What's going on with Rick right now?
George, what's up, man?
Rick,
Thanks for
my
having
brother.
me back in.
Hey, anytime, Rick, man. So proud, so happy. Are you at the Buffalo after party right now? Are you hanging with the people?
I am not.
I was going to say they need to be proud of our boy, man. Buffalo has to be proud of our boy. Rick, you came in, you ran your smack, you were pissed off, you were Rick in Buffalo, you never broke course, you chewed everybody up, you spit them out, dude. What a freaking call, dude. I love that call.
Thanks, dude. I was happy with it, man. It's one of those deals when you call, when you're done, you kind of know, you don't know for sure, but you kind of know how you did. And I was pumped, man. When I was done, it was like, all right, I did. It couldn't have gone really any better as far as my own call. So it was, man, it was fun, dude. It was fucking awesome.
Dude, so let me tell you, let me ask a couple of things real quick. Number one, so when you were given that call, it wasn't scripted. It didn't sound like it was scripted, Rick. Was it scripted, or this was, I know everybody has bullet points. I'm not talking about, but I'm talking about, did you just sit there and read that bad boy, or this come straight from the gut, man? Tell me about it. That's what I want to hear.
George, I do community theater. I memorize a lot of things. No, there's definitely some script to it, but I figure this is where the preparation comes in. Just the way they slot them. I said, you know what? When I actually hung up with you guys last night, I go, there's a decent chance I'm going to follow either Vic or Mark in Hollywood. And that's just, see, you kind of got to be ready for both. And Vic, if nothing else, like I said, I was thrilled with where I placed. I thought I had the second best call today. I really do.
Oh, you liked it?
Oh, yeah. The whole time I'm like, the only guy I'm worried about is Brad. The only guy, and as I listened, and I heard most of it, I had some travel time. The bar was about a half hour from my house, but I was listening. But anyway, you're ready to go, and I heard Vic. When I was on hold, Vic was going, and when he went at me for like one of my early calls, and I know Steve hooked him up, that's all good, with some early audio, it's like, dude, you're so friggin' lame. And I basically opened his mouth and I shit in it during my call. And that was the my main purpose of my call, was doing that to Vic. So I had some of that ready to go. Obviously I had to respond to him pulling old audio, and so you got to adjust a little bit on the fly. You have to make last second decisions, man. One of the benefits of preparing for a lot, I probably got a good 2 minutes of midget Mark in Hollywood smack I can sprinkle out throughout the year now. So, but it was so good. It was so cool, and the guys at the bar, who I didn't know most of them, there were probably 25 guys there, and it was just a cool day.
Nice. Now, how did you time the call, like between proctoring the exam? Did you proctor the exam, I assume before, and then just as like a follow-up question here, what time is the prom?
Dude, you don't know how my morning went. You'll be even more impressed. So the exam was 8 in the morning till 11. So I had I had time, and that's why, I had some prep work. But the prom, it starts at 6:30. But the post-prom party is where the kids, they all come back to the school. In the parking lot that they usually park in, they're doing renovations, so they close down a whole entrance. So I didn't get back to my house till basically I turned the TV on and the show was starting. I knew it'd be tight. I didn't know it'd be that tight. But it's probably better off, because last year it was in the middle of summer, so I had the day off. So sometimes when you're not, I guess, stressing about it, or
just
you can over-prepare. Right? It was just like
just sitting and stewing
you
over
just go.
Right.
Dude, basically what you're saying is your mind was busy. You didn't have time to freak out over the damn call. You had shit going on, and it probably helped you out because once you got into the call, you were able to let your mind just go free. And dude, you were solid as shit, Rick. I mean, I was real happy with you, dude. When you came out, dude, and you did your thing, man. You just smooth. Rome was digging what you were saying. That's the key, man. We're all watching Rome on TV, and he's digging what Rick's saying, dude. And when we got down to the top 3, and they said Kaleb. All of us here at the world headquarters of Stucknut, we all said, "All right, it's a two horse race now, or 2 pony race." You know, we either got Brad or Rick, dude. You were right there, bro, right there from taking the whole damn thing. How cool is that, man?
Dude, like I said, I couldn't be happier, even if I won. I mean, obviously you want to win, but all you can do is go out and be happy with what you did, man. And I'm real happy with it. It's fun. The whole week was fun,
dude.
Yelling at my kids in Rick and Buffalo voice is fun.
Hey, bro.
Calling my dad is Rick and Buffalo, and telling him to shut his fat fucking mouth is fun for me.
Hey, does the number 2 finish, Rick? Does the number 2 finish? Does that put a spark in Rick? Is Rick cool with being number 2? Or does Rick want to fucking go for gold, brother? You got the silver, bro. You ready for gold? What's the deal with Rick right now, man?
Of course you want to go for gold.
Right.
But, again, I'm just going to keep just putting out the best call that I can, whether it's Smackoff Day or whether it's a Wednesday in February. And that's just pretty much what I've done for the last couple of years. And it's fun to do, man. I know some people, like Vic and Mark, try to hoard material for 6 months, and they both fell flat on their ass today.
Yep.
So I've never been one to do that, and I did not hear Mark in Hollywood's call. I heard he got run, which didn't surprise me because the dude sucks. So. I mean, what else can I say? I think at least a showing like today, and it was a legit 2. I mean, sometimes,
right.
Sometimes it's let's just kind of. I really think I had the second best call today. I really do, and I kind of stood in there and I threw some haymakers with Brad, and I lost a 12-round decision, and I'm just It's awesome. Let me tell you this. This is cool, and I only got a few more minutes because I don't even want to tell you what I got to do these next few hours. But at the bar, we're watching, and Jim is kind of running back, 10, 9, 8, and then 6, I'm like, all right, I don't want to hear my name at 6. I definitely want top 5. And then I'm like, yeah. And then it kind of got down to it, and it reminded me. And again, it's a painful memory in a way. I was in 9th grade when Scott Norwood went wide right, and you got everyone just standing around watching the TV, waiting for the kick. That's exactly what it was like at this party, waiting to hear, who's gonna win. And it was one of those deals when it got down to me and Brad. I'm like. Staring at my phone, like expecting a call from Hawk or something. And when it didn't come, I kind of knew it. I didn't say anything, but it was really a cool thing. And just a fun day, man. Just a fun day.
According to old Brian C60 there, you're trending at number 15 on Twitter right now.
Nice trend, brother.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either, but I'd take it, man. Hey, it's better than 16, right? It's better than whatever that means. It's better. Hey, dude,
basically, it's like a top stories kind of thing. So you could do it either regionally or you could do it nationally. And during the show, Rome wanted to see if we could. He specifically said, hashtag Smackoff. He didn't want hashtag Smackoff with Roman numerals or the 25 or 25 on it. He said hashtag Smackoff if you're going to tweet, and then basically the analytics go and whatever's the top hashtag that gets trending. And I guess it rolled up to number 2. Smackoff got up to number 2 today, so that's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man, you have a great night.
I know you're busy, brother.
Yeah, do what you got to do. We appreciate you calling in.
Rick, my
Oh,
friend.
for sure, guys.
Rick, congratulations. Buffalo.
Thanks, dude.
Buffalo, you better take care of your boy. He kicked it. Buffalo, you give this guy, you buy him a beer, you hook this brother up because he did you all well. Thank you, Rick. See you later, brother. Late.
We're not going anywhere. Take care, guys. We'll
Later,
see
brother.
ya.
All right, see you later. Rick and Buffalo, number 2 if you need him.
There you go. And you know what? I don't want to hear the lame Buffalo Bills number 2, second in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All that. You know what?
No, not on this day.
Out. Come
Yeah.
on. Oh, did I? Oh, that was me.
Oh, no, shit. You dinging again?
Ding it.
Hey,
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so let's keep going now. Number 5. We haven't even got to our top 5 yet. Mike and Indy, Hester.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I thought he was. I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss for words. I honestly thought that he was going to be like top 3, and then all of a sudden you just get boom, boom, boom. Kaleb calls in, Left calls in, and then it's just unbelievable. So yeah, absolutely.
Hey, let's have Brandon get in here because look. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was in an elevator. I was going from my room to my car in an elevator when Mike came out. So I don't have a take because I didn't hear it. I haven't had a chance to listen on Stucknut. By the way, all the calls are in the take box. Steve, correct? All the calls are in the take box, right, sir?
They were in the take box before we started the show.
They were in the take box before we started. My bad.
Talk about on the fly.
And remember when I said that we didn't get to Steve because he was busy? Steve is busy right now. Thank you, sir, for everything you do. Hey, Brandon, I want your take on Mike and Indy because I don't have one right now. So let's transfer this mic real quick.
So I had him. I had Mike at. I actually had Mike at number 4, and then Rome had Mike and Indy at number 5. Where did you have him, Brandon?
I actually had Mike at.
Oh, here we go. Technical difficulty. Try it again. There we go.
I actually had Mike at number 3. I think clearly his call was better than Rick's and Kaleb's. I had him behind Brad and Left. One of the thoughts I had, though, is Mike painted himself into this corner with this offer that he gave out for, $5,000 for somebody to join him on his call, which no one was ever going to do. So, and this is my personal opinion. This is just, and I'm sure there's a million of them. I think the storyline of Left attempting to sabotage his call fell flat, and that really probably took a little bit away.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the rap that he attempted at the end of the call was not bad, but there's a very high level of difficulty when you get into singing. Brad Corona was run out of the 2013 Smackoff for singing. So I mean, it's I don't think the reward is quite there for the risk that you take in doing that.
He could have pulled it off, though. I thought it was pretty slick, but you're saying it didn't quite pull it off.
No. I'm saying it wasn't bad. It just for me personally, and I'm probably Mike's biggest fan. I think Rome has probably robbed him of multiple Smackoff titles. The one that Chael Sonnen won back in 2012.
Yeah.
The one in 2017 where he had the classic line of it's not the heartwarming moment off. I thought his smack was better than Left's call that year.
Yeah.
But no, he was good. He really set the tone for the third hour. Ultimately, Brad was better.
Yeah, I agree. So, we're going back to the phones here, Pool Doc. This is our 20-minute warning, apparently.
So did he take care of his business or
whatever business that may have been? We're not going to speculate.
Thank you, Brandon. I love that. All right, so we're going back to real quick. 480-788-2568 is the number to call in if you guys want to chime in and talk to Steve. Steve says he has a little bit of time to talk to you, although he's already have the take box calls in Hester before the damn show even started. Hey, let's go to the phones. Benny, Wisco. Wait, we got Benny slotted, number 7. Benny, what's going on, man? Now, did you take care of your business, bro, or what's going on with you, bro?
Yeah, everything's all good, man. How are you?
Man, we're doing great. How are you, dude? You just participated in the 25th Smackoff, man, and held your own top 10, number 7. How do you feel about where you placed? Give me more about Benny's situation right now. How you feeling? How do you think about your call? Tell me about your whole experience today, brother.
Oh, dude, I fucked it up, man.
What do you mean?
I stumbled on a line, and that cost me, man.
Dude, wait, slow down. So Hester, he says that it costed him because he stumbled on the line. You think it was that bad, bro? I didn't even realize it. What line are we talking about? Tell me more. Steve,
all right,
tell me.
Yeah.
The stumble wasn't that bad,
No.
but the fact that Brad called him out on it.
Oh.
Right afterwards, it brought
Yeah,
attention to it.
it was, I mean, I don't know. The fact that Will mentioned it right after, as soon as it happened, I was like, oh, Jesus, dude, I just fucking fumbled that. But, yeah, Will mentioned right after, and he said something like a stumble, like an intentional, like, fuck up. And I was like, no, dude, I just straight up fucked up.
So what is
I
that?
don't know what happened, man. I don't even remember the line that I messed up, dude. I just remember, like, it happening and being like, oh, shit, dude, there it goes. There it goes. Everything was going well, and then there it goes. But whatever, it's all good, man. It happened. It was a good day.
Hey, Benny, man. Benny,
everything's fun.
Benny, real quick, dude. Nothing to even worry about yourself. This is a live broadcast. This is 20-bit Smackoff. You stumbled or you did or didn't. Doesn't freaking matter. You got 7. How do you feel about your 7th place, man? I think respectable, right? I mean, you're cool with it, right? I'm just going to have a good day today, right, man? Everything's cool.
I don't know, man. It's definitely frustrating. At the end of the day, I don't give a shit.
Right.
You know, if I didn't win, it's like, it's like, if I didn't win, then whatever. There were a couple calls after me that I thought won, so either way, even if I wouldn't have messed up like I did, like I got called out on, like, I don't think I would have won, so.
Yeah, because you had...
back to the drawing board. We're all good. It was fun, dude. It's fun calling in on Smackoff Day. It's stressful, pal, and it's cool getting it over with, and it's fun to be a part of. And this is the best part right here. It's like shooting the shit with you guys about it.
Oh, dude, thanks. That's awesome. I love the fact that you said it's good to get over with it. You know,
Yeah.
It's fucking done. Now we can all relax, man. That's awesome, Benny.
Yeah, right, dude.
The callers that just run over the callers that went after you. So Matt in Vancouver was in, he got run. But then you had Stevie Carbone with a fairly good call. But his call, he had some sound drops, and I think Rome was having a tough time listening to them. Dan in Denver had a strong call after you, and then it was Mike in Indy, and then Mark in Hollywood who got run. You know, those are all pretty solid calls. You know, so except for the ones that got run.
Yeah, actually, you know what? The situation I was in, I missed most of Matt in Vancouver's call. I heard he got run, which is unfortunate. I like Matt.
He ran out of steam. He ran out of steam again. It was a solid call. He was doing well. He was hitting people really quick, in and out on the insults. But yeah, he ran out of steam again.
All right. Yeah, I missed it. The situation I was in, same as last year. Kaleb and I called from the same studio, and then after my call, I was like, all right, I'm ready to get out of here. And, I need to go listen. And I was talking with the station manager and hanging out with him, and he was saying nice words and thanking me for coming in, and I was thanking him for having me and all that stuff. And, that took up most of Matt's call. And I actually heard later on, that he got run, which is unfortunate. And also, Rick in Buffalo took second place. I missed his entire call because I was trying to get in. I was trying to call in, and it wasn't working. Like Hawk wasn't answering; it was busy or whatever. And so the whole time I was struggling to get into the lineup. I missed the entirety of Rick and Buffalo's call, so I had some pre-written takes on Rick's call, which were probably accurate, but. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. It's it's the price you pay for going into a studio. You can't sit there on your phone with your earbuds in and listen to the entire show. So you miss a couple things,
Right.
And unfortunately, I missed Rick's call. He took second. That's awesome, man. I love Rick. He's great.
But that's sad.
Hey, were you happy with the when you were actually led onto the show? Did you like when they put you on the time that they put you on, and were you cool with that, or did you want to be earlier, later? I mean, were you cool with how you got on?
No, that was all good. I wanted to get in second hour. just to not risk not getting on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So second hour is good. That was all fine. Everything was fine. And like I said last year on your show, like, I just want to fucking get it over with. You know, at this point of the week, you're like, all right, man, I've done all this shit. And ironically, I've done all this rehearsing, and I know my call front to back. And then, when the time comes, I kind of slipped up today, which sucked and cost me. But whatever, it's all good. It was fun. It was a good show, and I'm happy with I'm happy with where I finished. That was fine.
All right,
I wish I would have finished better, but I'm happy with whatever. It was all good, dude. I'm pretty easygoing, dude.
Benny and Wisco on the post Smackoff show. I got a real quick question for you. Did you get any sleep last night, bro? What'd you do? Did you just drink yourself down?
A little bit.
Did you get a little bit of sleep?
A little bit. I actually listened to your show last night, your pre-show.
Oh, thank you.
I was in on that scope a little bit, and I got a little bit of sleep.
That's
My
awesome.
4-year-old came in and crawled into bed at like 4 a.m. and woke me up for a little bit, but it was a little different. A little different this year. I got more sleep than I usually would have. I was nervous as fuck, but at the same time, I was like, you know what, I'm ready, and whatever. It was all good.
Certainly wasn't like when you had all those legends in the same room with you, right, before?
Yeah, dude, it wasn't like, 7 other people in the hotel room, one of them taking a piss while I'm starting my call, and, all that stuff.
Benny.
And Sports Illustrated writer, like, right there.
All right, bro. We have Benny and Wisco on the post Smackoff show. Dude, you need to just relax and chill out. You had a great fucking day. Screw all that. You're done with it. It's time to relax, time to chill. Man, thank you for listening last night. Thank you for calling in today. I don't know what the hell you were doing earlier, but you got it done, and you go. Are you still at Lorelei's? Are you're done out there? Or y'all still hanging out there?
I'm on my way home. It was kind of fading out. It was a good time. Kaleb's family was there. His mom, dad, sister.
That's
awesome. There was probably, I don't know, 50 people there. The place isn't very big, but Dave runs a cool place, man. It's a really cool little bar, and we had a good time. We had a good time watching the rest of the calls, and laughing and shushing everybody when we wanted to listen and all that stuff, man. It was awesome.
Dude, you guys out there in Wisco doing it right, man. Everything I see with you guys up there in Green Bay in that area, y'all are doing it right, man. It's been my pleasure to talk to you. Thanks for listening and last night and everything, brother. You have a good evening and relax and enjoy yourself, man. Have a great night.
Sounds good, man. Thanks for the delay earlier. We're all good. Appreciate what you do, and you guys chill too. Have a good rest of the show.
Later. Bye. All right. Second time we talked to Benny today. Tell me you had a little bit more time. Last time I thought we were getting. I thought it had something to do with what Gino said. I thought they were spoofing us.
Right. Well, I don't know. He sounds burnt out. He sounds tired.
He sounds tired.
He just sounds really
tired.
tired.
Sounds like he's spent.
Well, hey, if I was tired like that, I wouldn't have been able to pull a call off like he did.
No, God no. If I was tired like that, I'd still be asleep.
Yeah.
That's how I roll.
Yeah.
All right, so we have.
Well, the vultures were circling. Brad saw blood and he went after it.
Of course. 480-788-2568. We'll keep going as long as you keep calling.
Yeah,
hey,
I wonder how things are going at Hennessey's. We have anybody at
Silk's supposed to go. We're supposed to call Silk, and we have Left coming in as well too.
Right.
Hey, number 4, Shawn the Kabbalah.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I thought it was a solid call. I like the route that he took, where I gave everybody a head start. That was sweet.
A 12-year head start. Yes, I like that a lot. It looks like we're going back to the phones here, Hedstrom. But anyway, yeah, we are number 4. We're at Shawn the Kabbalah. Solid call.
And he had that solid Hester role as Big Poppy. You know what Hester role is? She was the mom from Good Times.
That's
damn.
Temporary layoff. All right, we're going to the phones right now, and let's see who we got. I guess I'm not going to know. I'm just going to say, all right, who's this? You're on the post Smackoff show. What's up, brother?
Who the fuck is this?
Who the fuck is this?
I'm in the fucking bathroom taking a piss. You're in Vegas right now.
Is this fucking Cal in
Yeah.
Vegas?
Yeah, who's that shivering bitch that called the show the other day from San Antonio? Who was that?
Shivering bitch that called the show from San Antonio.
Yeah, you call me Greg, you idiot.
That was,
my name is Cal.
From San Antonio.
Right.
Yeah, my name is Cal, by the way. You're like, oh, Greg in Vegas never called me.
Greg
So, yeah,
in Vegas. Greg in Vegas.
You call me, hang on, hold up.
You don't know who Greg in Vegas is?
Yeah, I'm standing at the toilet right now. Just give you a little.
You don't know who Greg in Vegas is? You thought I was talking about you, bro? You don't know who Greg in Vegas is?
I never heard Greg in Vegas.
The amputee smack king, the guy that's fucking won Smackoff. You never heard of Greg in Vegas?
He's one Smackoff. No, I've never heard of him.
Dude, I wasn't talking about you. I know you're Cal in Vegas, but I wasn't talking about you.
I'm the fucking best there ever was. Who the fuck you talking about?
You're the best that ever was. That didn't get on the show today. What are you talking about,
careful,
dude?
Bulldog. He's
I'm
gonna rip
still
that
getting
beard
on the
off
show.
your
I was
face.
fucking busy.
You were busy. You called 2 days in a row trying to get a golden ticket. You got smacked on, and you're calling me to say that my call, that you're calling me a shivering bitch, and that I don't even, Cal in Vegas, it wasn't even crossing my mind when I was talking to Jim Rome. I was talking about Greg in Vegas. That is awesome. This is great. This is the greatest radio call I've ever had in my life. I got Cal in Vegas on here thinking he's Greg. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I never even heard of Greg. I don't even know a guy named... The only Greg I know is Greg Brady, motherfucker. What the fuck are you talking about?
Picked up.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You might be confused.
Yeah, I'm the confused one.
Yes, Bulldog, you are the one that's confused. The man that's been listening to the show since
I'm the
96.
confused one. I admit, I was nervous when I called, but I did know who Greg in Vegas was. Anyway, Cal in Vegas, what else you got, dude? What else you got, man? That's awesome, Cal.
What? I mean, did you listen to this shit? I woke up at 10, turned this on. My fucking RSVP call the other day that got me choppered was better than half of those fucking calls.
Really?
It really was.
Which was the worst call, Cal? Cal, which was the worst call? Who's the worst call today, Cal?
I didn't hear the worst because I didn't listen to the first hour. It was probably in the first hour. It was probably like DA or Stewart or I don't know, man. The worst call I heard, my guy Matt, man. I love Matt. He's a nice guy, but man, he was nervous. He was a little nervous.
Here we go with the nervous smack again. Cal with his nervous smack.
That was the worst call I heard was Matt. Next to that was Matt's call, sadly. At least Mark and Hollywood's call was slightly entertaining. He got run too. But Matt's was even worse than that.
Really?
That's saying something.
What exactly were you thinking when you made your call on Wednesday?
And Matt, I'm sure he's listening. I'm going to buy his $50 Vivid card for $25.
Just go ahead.
I'm going to see.
Get rid of him. Just smoke his ass. He thought I was talking about him when I called Rome.
Was that not a legit question?
Yeah, he didn't hear it. He's too busy blobbering his mouth, dude.
Apparently, that is like way out of his memory banks or whatever. He's getting dementia,
God.
He's getting Alzheimer's or something.
Oh, that
short-term memory.
Business just picked up with that one. God, when you guys are listening to this replay, I can't wait to hear that right there.
Okay,
that's Greg in Vegas for you.
Get Johnny Scabs on the line.
Hey, where's Johnny?
The new asshole,
dude. At 488. No, wait, 480.
There we go.
480.
That for me.
Thanks. I've never had Greg in Vegas on the show, but I guess Cal thought it was Greg because Greg, Cal didn't know who Greg is, and Cal's the best that didn't even get to be on the show. Hester. I mean,
apparently Vegas is all about Cal.
I didn't know that.
I had no idea.
Fucking hilarious.
What the hell's wrong with you, sir?
I don't know. Does anybody else don't know who Greg in Vegas is? Brendan, do you know who Greg in Vegas is? Yes,
he
you
does.
do.
Yeah.
Hedstrom? Greg in Vegas?
Oh, hello.
Yeah. Why don't we take box it? Why don't you go to the take box and look up Greg in Vegas? Trust me.
Yeah. Go look at how many entries there are in the take box for Greg in Vegas.
Steve, do you know who Greg in Vegas is real quick? Just making sure that I'm right here.
Oh, you mean Cal?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, I guess we're going back to the phones. Is that Cal again going to try to sneak in and... Hey, oh, shoot, man, my boy. We're going to Palmdale.
Beauty.
We're going to Palmdale, California. Beautiful California. We got Luis. What's going on, Luis?
What's up, brother? Anytime you bring up MPP, you got to think of your boy Lewis in Palmdale, man.
Hey, man.
And Greg in Vegas is the guy who I wish I would pray that he would call and just lambaste me and my prosthetic, man. What an idiot this guy Cal in Vegas is, thinking that he is Greg in Vegas. There's no way. I know Greg in Vegas, and he's not even close to Greg in Vegas. That fool better take his Delaric ass back to the slot machine and start putting, 50 cents in his in that one-arm bind that he calls his hooker wife.
Very nice.
What an
Fucking Luis in Palmdale. Hold on, we gotta give you applause. Fucking Luis, man. Hey, dude. So I don't know, man. Real quick, Luis. I made my first call to the Rome show, and I was. He asked me who have I talked to, and I said I've talked to everybody, but the one person I hadn't talked to was Greg in Vegas, and this dude thought I didn't know his name, and he thought I was calling Cal in Vegas, and he hadn't talked to me. Could you imagine not knowing who Greg in Vegas is and being in the jungle?
Not only that, Greg in Vegas had some Bodhi smack and some satellite dish smack, and
Yeah.
dude was like hard as hell, man. I mean, he brought it all the time, and this was when Rome was transitioning into PC Rome. But before that, Greg in Vegas was the man, dude. That guy just strolled and created the line wherever the hell he wanted to be, and every single time he brought nothing but Viper and fucking Venom and D-cell, battery acid.
He would go into the basement. He'd suck the damn battery acid. He'd come up with a bile taste in his mouth, and he would just spew it for like 7 minutes on the Rome show. And all of us were just sitting there going like, "Damn, what the fuck did I just see, or what I just hear?" Right? It was like Greg was the best deliverer, man.
Exactly, and no joke, man. I had my amputation 7 years ago, and one of the things that I first got on is like, shit, I wish he was still calling because I want that fool to lambaste me, man. I mean, that's like a son's wet dream is getting a rib by that. But I was thankful to Benny and to Brad for bringing me up in their Smackoff calls, man. I'm honored. I'm on my, my Twitter handle is Lewis in Palmdale because that's where I started. But I live right next to the La Brea Tar Pits. I'm here in Long Beach. I'm on my way down to Hennessey.
Nice.
And,
You going down there, Luis?
It's a fucking park. Yeah, man. It's a parking lot. I got a hotel with seats.
Nice.
VIC and Silk, and we're just gonna see Trapper and everybody, man. So I'm driving down there. It's a fucking parking lot all the time, but dude, I just had to call, man. You guys are doing a great job. Overall, I got to give my 2 cents on the Smackoff.
Please do.
Now that it's a visual and something audio, for sure it's watered it down. I started watching the Smackoff, and then overall I couldn't follow it, so I just turned it off and listened to it on the radio only, and I did miss a lot. But you know what? I really don't like the fact that it's so visual now. It waters down the smack. And here's the thing. I don't know what the hell Rome wants. We know he's the judge and jury, and we can't, fight with what he's saying. But dude, he wants us to watch it on the TV, and then he kind of smacks people who uses the TV images too much. So I don't know what he wants. Does he want guys to be using gimmickry and pictures and stuff, or does he want pure smack? It really waters down, and I really don't know where the callers stand. I also was pretty, not upset, but, I wish I would have seen Matt in L.A. He came over to my house. I was in the hospital for 12 days this week, and he came over to say hello, man. There's no better brother than Matt in L.A., man. That guy's a brother in smack. He comes over, says hello. When I'm feeling down, he says, he sends a text. And I know he was getting ready to send some smackdown. And the fact that he never got a chance to retort DA, even though I'm a huge DA-lian, I thought that was, pretty bad. I mean, DA got, 6-7 minutes of going in on that, and it would have been nice if they would have at least thrown him a bone to give a retort.
Yeah, we'd definitely like to hear from Matt. So if Matt's out there, get him on.
Yeah, and one of the things,
nice to hear from
guys, is like, look, the whole thing about the golden ticket is you earn your way to play on. And Matt, not because he's just a brother in Smack, but Matt kept on calling. He kept on skirting. He kept on, he wasn't afraid of the chopper. I mean, nothing changed in that guy's game. Nothing scripted, just going off the top of his head. I thought he really earned at least a minute, even if they would have held a tight leash on him. He should have gone on the air just to me, he's a true definition of a golden ticket winner.
Dude, they gave that DA guy like 8 minutes, and all he did was bash on Matt, and we never heard back from Matt, man. I mean, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I mean, I would love to hear what Matt's take was. I would love to hear what Matt has to say about all this, man.
Yeah, man. He was. I know that. He has no script, or from what I could tell, he had no script. He has talking points like everybody else, but most of his smack just comes off the top of his head. And it's very hard. You know how it is when you go on live radio. Nerves kick in and all of that, and he keeps a pretty even keel. And for him to just earn the golden ticket after everybody hates on him and they call him out and prison smack and all that other good stuff. Dude's a pretty stand-up guy, man. Not just because he stands up for me, but I think in the true spirit of the Smackoff, he was calling all the time and just making sure that people. He didn't run out. He didn't get his ticket and just hide in the bushes. He was up there, man. You got to commend that for sure.
Damn straight. That's what it's all about, man. He stayed in the game. He stayed in the game so long, Louis, that the dude, the first caller called up and spent 8 minutes on him. That's how well he was in the game. He was in the middle of this shit.
If you guys know anything about DA, I'm a huge DA alien. I call the DA show all the time because it's before Rome and I start working and I can't be on hold for a long time with Rome. But the whole point of DA was to come in on Matt. And I think if you ask DA personally, I think he would have been okay being off the top 10 just because he said it clearly, his mission was to go in on Matt. So to be placed on 10, as much as I'm a DA alien, I think that's kind of unfair to the other guys who was there. Another guy who I thought was underestimated, and I think a lot has to do with his character, was Vic. I love his smack. I don't like his politics or whatever, but he does have good lines and good smack, but just people hate on him so much that, they just don't pay attention to the smack.
Dick, what Vic, did you say Dick?
A little bit higher, especially after Jay Stu.
Hey, dude, Vic in NoCal, what I've always liked about him is the fact that the way he delivers his material, his timing on how he presents the material and how he closes his segments. I mean, I think his deliverance and the way he Hester. I think that the way he delivers his material, and I've always thought very highly of Vic and NoCal, man. As far as politics, this is nothing to do with politics.
I almost played.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, but we're not about politics.
That's right.
Smack-up. It's about smack.
That's right.
And I think the smack that he brings is pretty sharp, man. I mean, really, I don't necessarily think I like Mark's style, but I also think that he shouldn't have been cut. He should have been, maybe he did wander off a little bit, but overall he was still on point and still smacky. But, like you said before, brother, Rome's a judge and jury. We live by it. We die by it. The one question I have for you guys is Rome taking off on his 2 weeks sabbatical after this, or is he going to be there on Sunday for reaction?
I think that he said sometime that he was blazing after the show, dude. I think he's on a jet plane right now, headed somewhere. I think he's out. He usually does that. Remember when he used to do that to us all the time, Louis? Where right after the Smackoff, he gone. We don't hear from him for about a week. Remember that shit?
Man, we were left with Smackoff blue balls, just wanting to talk Smackoff, and then he'd just leave us there with a fucking Vaseline, a tube sock, and no porn. Dude, we're just jacked. But from what I heard, he was going to show up at Hennessey's. I hope I make it by then.
Damn,
but dude, fucking 405 is a parking lot, man, and it's just me and my leg here, so I don't have anywhere. I can't go in the carpool lane, so I'm fucked.
Hey, bro. So when you get to Hennessey's, can you tell everybody we said hi, man? That and we tell Trapper and everybody that we're thinking about him, and we may or may not still be on the air, but can you just let everybody know that the folks up down here in Houston with the Stucknut crew are wishing that we were there, and we're hoping everybody's safe and has a great time. Dan, I thank you so much, Luis. You are sharp. You are a sharp dude, man. I like you a lot, brother. I like you a lot.
Consider it done, brother. You guys take it over. You guys take it easy. Headstrom, Stucknut, and everybody over there. Love you guys. Again, thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for doing the show. It really helps out a lot, man. Getting the frustration out and just,
Love you too, man.
Keeping the conversation going.
You be well. Keep up the fight.
Later, brother.
Thanks, brothers. Have a good day. Good day.
Bye.
Lewis, man, like straight fire. I mean, just came right in. Nicely done, sir. We asked for Johnny Scabs. We got Lewis.
I like the Lewis better than Scabs.
Yeah.
All Scabs would have been there was a hey fuckers.
Hey, fuckers.
That's all we'd get from him. All right, man. This
he'd be like, hey fuckers.
Ding.
Cal sucks. I'm out.
Don't run me, assholes.
Yeah.
480-788-2568 is the number to call in. We are going to go until you guys don't call no more. So if we're if we get a little 5-minute lag or something like that, Hedstrom, we're just going to go ahead and come off. But right now we are going back to the phones.
Here we go. Uh-oh.
Everybody settle down. We're going to one of my brothers from another mother. We are going to the boatman in Pearland. Bodhi, Pearland, what's up, brother?
What's up, brother? How y'all doing, man?
How you doing, Bubba? Where you at? You're in the Philharmonic concert hall. You sound like an echo going on, man. What's going on in Pearland, dude? Why are you sounding like this, brother?
I'm in the garage, man. I can't talk shit inside the house. I'd get hit with the rolling pin. You know how it is.
Are you on speakerphone?
Nah, let me get outside. That way it sound a lot better.
We got Bodhi and Pearland calling from the concert hall.
You got to get some make cartons.
He must have a pretty big ass garage, man.
Are you trying to say his trailer has a garage?
Yeah, well, Steve, yes, somehow. I think it's called a carport, Steve. It does have a door, apparently, though, Hedstrom. So it's got something.
It's got walls.
And this is a long walk from a garage outside. So.
All right, I'm ready now, buddy.
Hey, Bubba, what's going on? Long time since you and I talked, brother. How you doing?
Long time, Bubba. I've been doing great, man. I tell you what, man, I think I would have did good with being Smackoff today. They kind of fucked me up, man. I called yesterday to get some logistics, but I had a fucking hell of I guess it's a gimmick, but they don't want no fucking gimmicks. They said no video. But my car, I was going to call from the white fucking Bronco getting chased by about 3 police. I had it all lined up, video and everything, and the motherfucker shot me down. They said, Bodhi, we can't have no video. I said, just send me. I'll send it through, what's the fucking Google Drive or whatever the hell it is.
Bodhi, they laid all this out last year since it was the first year on the TV, but they were, laid out as the rules. They can't. Some with New York and L.A., it's just too hard to get video up. So.
Well, I was tempted to really rob a liquor store, but I only want $5,000 bail money, so I just said I'll just freaking listen and critique everybody after the son bitch.
Wait a minute, you son bitch! You were gonna recreate the OJ scene in the white Ford Bronco with some cops chasing you, son bitch? Is that what you were gonna do?
I was gonna cop in the white Bronco and just talk shit.
That would have been perfect.
Oh, no, because it's the 25th anniversary, and I remember the fucking Rockets championship video interrupted by the fucking OJ chase. And
yes.
I said, I'm ending up this son of a bitch did the 25th anniversary of Jim Rome did the chase. So I was like, man, that'd be so cool. But
funny.
That'd have been badass. But last year I was going to jump a mini bike over like fucking some golf cars. But,
wait, stop. He's going to jump a mini bike over a golf ball? You could just run over that son of a bitch.
No, I said a golf cart.
Oh, a golf cart.
That's what I was going to do last year and cough and doing that, but I was like, fuck me, you know.
Dude, just do this shit. Why are we waiting on the Smackoff for the boatman to do this shit? Bodhi, fucking film this shit.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
We'll get him a Stucknut shirt with "You know who the hell I am." On the
Yeah,
back
do
of
you
it.
know who the hell I am? You gotta get
Exactly, that was going to be the whole fucking thing, man.
Hey, boatman, were you gonna be wearing a white cape when you jumped over that badass golf cart? What the hell was going on?
I don't know, man. If I could make it over the clothesline, I might have something on my neck.
Fucking wait, I gotta get back to before I ask you about your career. I gotta get back to the fact that you were gonna have a white Bronco and police chasing you. Who was gonna be your Al Collins, dude? Come on, who's gonna be your wingman on this one, man? Tell me more. I gotta hear about this.
It was going to be a Mexican. Because that's, you know, that's the majority of criminals down in this area. And, you know what's up with that. You know you see me in person, so I don't know.
You wouldn't.
And then, you know what I was going to do? I was actually going to fucking drive to the party where we all at, and right when I finished my call, I was going to jump out the Bronco and run and crash your party, man.
All this is going to be filmed? Someone's going to have a
film?
film.
Because, you know, I got a lot of film people in Houston, and I got a bunch of cop friends, man. You know,
Bodhi, do it. Do it, Bodhi.
It's fucking too late now.
Yeah, I thought you would have. I thought maybe you would have considered T-Boat as your wingman there.
T-Boat.
Oh, you know who T-Boat is?
Yeah,
dude.
Is he still skinning cats? And
I can't get over
shit.
Bodhi, do it. Bodhi, do it. Get us that film, fucker. You have to. Bodhi, you some bitch. Now you put that out
I
there.
have to do something, man.
Dude, you have to. That's so funny. Oh my God! I want to see the one where you're jumping the golf cart too. That, and you got to have a cape on or something, boatman. Come on, you have to be in all Bodhi gear, bro, with a cape, right?
Hey, guess what? I have one of those like those Evil Knievel. I really got one of those too.
Nice.
I might use a green screen to put my head on it someday.
Just set up a little pile of golf balls, put the cape on, and you actually jump.
Just jump over it, dude. Yeah.
Video of that.
Anything like a bicycle, anything, dude. You gotta get that video out for us, dude. That is the funniest.
Hey, dude, how badass would that be? Have that old Evil Knievel tour, and we'll just green screen my head on that fucking Evil Knievel doll and round at somebody's the head off a fucking rooftop or something.
14 feet long.
A line of golf balls, dude. You just drive over them, bro. You don't even have to jump. You just fucking drive over them in like a bicycle. Man, I would watch that. The whole Jungle Nation would watch the boatman. That is so funny.
The train is officially off the tracks.
Bodhi, we have absolutely haven't talked in so long. I don't know why, but dude, you always crack me up.
Man, you hurt my feelings, man. Every time I was in San Antonio, you was like, didn't fucking want to talk to me and that.
Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. You know you're talking shit right now. You are my brother. You know that. Me and you used to do a fucking radio show together, Boatman. We know you know what's up with me, man. You know how much respect. Dude, I still can't get over the Evil Knievel and the freaking O.J. Simpson thing. I'm not going to be able to get rid of that in my head for the rest of the freaking day. Thanks, Bodhi. I appreciate that, you son of a bitch. Damn it. Dude, I was listening.
I thought, we want to talk about the Smackoff results?
Yeah, I guess that's what you do. Either that or let's talk more about your films. I don't care what we talk about, Bodhi.
Motion pictures?
Motion pictures, Bodhi. Whatever you want to talk about, bro. You got the floor, man. I ain't going to slow you down.
I almost called in. I was just go off the cuff, and I was just going to go fucking drowning through like that wind call I did. And I was like, I ain't going to let no fucking fat slob win another championship in the United States. You know, talking about how that Andy Ruiz won the boxing championship. So I was going to talk shit about Shawn, and then I was going to say I ain't going to let the fucking auto mechanics teacher win with the brake light stuck on his nose, whatever that dude's name is.
What?
You know, what's that dude's name that's always yelling with the brake light nose?
The dude that's always running with a brake light?
Rick and Buffalo with the brake light nose.
With the
brake light nose.
With the brake light nose? Is that what you just said, Bodhi? The brake light nose?
Yeah, but that son of a bitch, I think he was hilarious, man. He should have won, man.
He should have
won. I don't know. He should have fucking won. Brad Corona should have won, man. Rick is like a new thing. He's fresh. Brad Corona's got that same swarmy voice. But he's just, Rome gives it to him every year. I think something might be up with that, man. How could motherfucker win, 6 times and 5 or 4 times get paid for it?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Well, I think technically he only got paid for 3 of them.
He got 3. He got
Or
15
2.
G's in the pocket and something like that.
Yeah, 15 G's. That's California money. That's about $1,000, I guess. Texas money.
In Texas, it's worth all 15, brother. Trust me, maybe 20.
Yeah, no shit.
We could parlay that to 20 easy, bro.
It's worth about $23.75 and a 0 in Canada.
Dude,
but they invited me up there. Rich Ferris, he's nice, man. He's one of the.
I met him. Me and Janet met him.
He invited me up there. To that Hennessey party. And
yeah. They wanted
he wanted to do a PayPal for me to fly. It's like, I started laughing. I was like, fuck, I ain't no fucking leech. I got money. Why would I want to do a PayPal for a plane ticket, So I was just like, no, I might go. But I knew all along that I was going because I don't want to catch no fucking typhoid up there.
Bodhi, wait. Wait, quote, I ain't no fucking leech, man. I got money. Unquote. That's just what you just said right now, Bodhi. I ain't no fucking leech. I got money. Boatman.
Yeah, I keep it under my fucking bed, shit.
Fucking Boatman changed the whole scope of this whole show. Right when Steve said, we got Bodhi and Pearland, I was like, oh, fuck.
Hey, I miss the hell out of you guys, man. I started going back to Stucknut. I mean, talk a little shit, man. It's like, man, I miss these guys. But I've just been so busy, and I wasn't really paying attention to the show, and, I got all caught up in all this political bullshit, but now I need a fucking break from all that shit.
Come back home, Boatman. Come back home.
They want us to kill each other. He's like, fuck that. I want to be united, man. Fuck that. I ain't listening to no fucking radio politics or any shit like that anymore.
All right, the Boatman. Hey, dude, I got another call coming, but son of a bitch, it's so good to talk to you, dude. We have got to chat, and I need you back on our monthly show when we do there, Boatman. We'll have plenty more time to do this, dude.
Give me a heads up, fucking text me, that way I'll know, because I get so busy.
Got it. Consider it done. I will text you and then when we do our next show because I want to talk to you in length because you are the fucking Boatman. Dude, you crack me up, brother. Late Boatman.
Hey, good show. I'll see you. Thank you.
Bye, bro.
Bye.
Quote, I ain't a leech. I got money. Oh, that was Bodhi and Pearland if you need him.
It's never a dull moment, is it?
Yeah, he comes in swinging, man. That motherfucker come in, man. I'm writing everybody down that we've talked to today. I know that Steve has it. I wanted to do the O.J. Simpson reenactment.
He's going to have a Mexican driving.
He's going to have a Mexican driver.
That narrows it down, doesn't it?
And then also Bodhi wants to jump a golf cart in his motorcycle. I guess his mini bike.
His mini bike.
Then it turned into...
It's probably got no suspension on it. It's one of those ones with just a straight frame, no shocks on it.
Hedstrom, he has an Evel Knievel cape. Okay. All right. Let's come back down off the Boatman trip. All right. So we're going back to the phones. Back to the phone. Top 5. Smackoff 25th. The silver anniversary of our Smackoff. We have the guy who landed number 5. Mr. And I repeat, Mr. Mike in Indy. What's going on, Mike? How you doing, brother?
I'm pissed, obviously.
Oh, man, why are you pissed, bro? Man, you said bullshit on 5, right? You say, fuck that. That's not even close, right?
I mean, it's not even that, but, clearly they messed up the whole top 5. And so that was a little bit disheartening. And, I'm trying to push through, but part of my venting process and then just leave all this shit behind for the most part, at least for a few hours. afterwards. But yeah, no, I'm pissed. It wasn't fun. I didn't enjoy myself, and they fucked up the whole top 5. So
all right, so okay, so let's expand on this. I'm going to read you the top 5 right now, and you tell me how bad it's fucked up. Okay, so it was Mike, it was Shawn, Kaleb, Rick, and then Brad. How do you find that fucked up, and where do you think it should be different? Tell me, I want to hear it.
Well, Shawnee should have been 4. Shawnee really should have been ran.
Shawn should have been ran.
I was shocked. That was a Rome was giving him courtesy laughs throughout the whole fucking call. It was an average, Joe Blow call. Like, I was like, dude, this is the guy that's won 5 of these things. Like, very few, even chuckle-worthy takes in there. And then not even, a lot of, to make up for the lack of laughs. Not a whole lot of, great intellectual that, he, did this or he had this, interesting thought-provoking take. Nah, it was a bunch of garbage takes all the way through. So, yeah, that got jacked up, but I don't know, maybe it's because he's in the CBS family. They didn't want to embarrass him too much and put him in the bottom 5, but I don't know if Stevie was carrying him last year or what it was, but or maybe they need both of them together to, even have a shot at 3rd place or something, but individually, talent-wise, Shawnee did terrible. Carbone wasn't much better than him, but might have been a little bit better than him. They're both definitely, bottom 5 guys, though, no doubt about it. So what was it after that? So that's Shawnee at 4, and that was completely wrong.
We had Kaleb in Green Bay at number 3. Rick in Buffalo.
I think Kaleb deserved to be. I think Kaleb deserved to be top 5, and probably top 3 as well. I don't know that I would have put it as a winning call. But he had a great call. He had great stuff going on. I did like his. So he's probably about right there. As high as number 2 you could justify, but I would probably say 3 is the right spot for him. And then Rick in Buffalo, bless his heart, not a top 5 call even. Not even a top 5 call. That should have been, I remember, because I actually had more time. Usually, I have, one ear on the radio, half-ass listening, and then I'm cranking through my stuff, trying to get stuff going and whatever else. This year, I actually had, even though it all came together very late, the morning of, I actually got about 4 hours sleep, which is more than I usually get. Got about 4 hours of sleep, and I had time to get through my stuff. And at the beginning of the show, I was pretty set in. It was just kind of repping out a little bit, and then listening to some of the calls. And you can usually tell about halfway through a call if this guy is, going to have something I need to pay attention to. And actually, partway through Dan and Denver's call, I said, he's actually going to place here. He's not a guy that I really need to worry about. But I knew just half listening through his call that, he was going to place somewhere, and he deserved to. Whether he's an asshole or not, is something else. But, I'm always unbiased when it comes to this kind of stuff, even if I'm talking about my own call. And I knew Dan deserved the place. I knew that Rick in Buffalo should have been ranked somewhere between 6 and 8, somewhere in there. And a lot of guys, really, through the first 2 hours of the whole thing, there was nothing. There was nothing that should have touched the top 3. So by the time it came up for my call, I said, well, I know I've got good stuff, and as long as I execute, which I felt confident about, then I was like, it's just going to come down to what Les and Brad do after me. Mark in Hollywood at this point had gotten run, so he's gone. Matt in Vancouver eliminated himself. Benny basically took himself out of the running, with a few different aspects of his call. And then, really up at the top there was going to be Brad and Les going after me. So I was like, well, I'm just sitting back relaxing, and that's pretty much got to be the top 3 at that point, because no one else was anywhere near had the takes or whatever else, or any kind of big moments or anything that might make up for a lack of takes. So it was just going to come down to what that was. and I thought Ref had really good stuff. You know, he's witty and had good jokes and good ideas. You know, the frame by frame play out on TV obviously would have been lost on
the
a lot of
radio.
other people. But I'm just shocked at how well they timed that up, because ordinarily, if you ever watch the telecast, like the video is like fucking 20 seconds after whatever they're talking about, and like it's always a mess. But they nailed it down to like the specific word where Left needed the next frame to pop up on his call. That photo was there. Bam.
You know why?
They did that with Dan too. Like I mentioned to Dan in Denver called in earlier, and he had the take on the Milwaukee Bucks, and it popped up with him in a Hunter thing. But he had said that Dan thinks that they actually edited his photo because he actually had a dead deer in the background, but it was just a close up of him in some like hunting gear and like face paint. So
Ackerman did chime in and said he saw Rich Flores in the New York studio, so that may have been it.
It was all Dick Flowers.
Yeah, no, it could be, but I was just shocked by that because that program is generally notorious for having the audio and the video completely missync, which I know there's challenges with that, and for what the product is, I could care less when I'm watching that. I'm just happy that, you know, that they've got the telecast the way they do. I think it's an awesome program. I'm glad they're doing it, so I'm definitely not clowning them for that. But they are extremely notorious for the audio and the video not syncing up at all.
Yeah.
And then for in the middle of a Smackoff when there's so much going on and so much, you know, administrative stuff and difficulties, for it to have been matched up to the specific words that he needed to, you know, I was just like, what? That was a little bit of, I don't know, a little suspicious. I guess, if anything, like, how did that fucking happen was my question.
Now,
but going through...
Go ahead, sorry.
No, yeah, but going through Left's actual call, I thought he had a great call. I said, okay, that's going to be in the mix for a top three, and then we'll see what Brad does. And Brad had good reacts all the way through, and you know, it was a typical Brad call, but I thought it was a really good call. And I said, okay, so Brad's going to be in the top three, but I was like, it's got to be near unanimous at this point after the boring calls that took place prior. That's pretty much got to be the top three or top four. Throw Kaleb in there, but that's got to be the top four, and it's going to be some variation of that. But I don't know if there was something within specific calls that may have, you know, cost somebody some points. I know one part, I think you guys touched on it earlier, was that they said that, or Jim said that my reveal left him wanting a little bit. And, you know, so I can understand that, but it may have been more impactful if people knew that there actually was a legitimate sabotage attempt. And that's kind of the interesting part. I'm not going to reveal any more than that, but that was a 100% fact. Mm-hmm. There was an interested party, and I don't doubt that we could have got it set up. I sniffed it out. I had intel on the situation, and, you know, I made the decision that I made.
And you turned it around into your favor. I think you turned it around into your favor then, as best you could, right? Given the circumstance.
Well, yeah. I mean, with what I had to deal with, I could just pretend that I hadn't built this thing up for this whole time, and that never happened. So that's not going to get me any points. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to go with the truth that there was an actual sabotage, and props to the guy that attempted the sabotage. That, you know, it was a good idea, and I knew that was a possibility when I put that out there for the $5,001, that, you know, some clown could come along and basically try to take me out. You know, it was a risk I was willing to take, and I was thinking, well, there's certain ways I can prepare for this or that, but, you know, I just, you know, I smelled something fishy, and my instincts were correct. Yep. And so, you know, I mean, I could have gone on there and, I guess, lied or, like, you know, found some other random person to just bring out. I mean, there's a lot of things that I could have done. I felt like explain the sabotage attempt, which was legit, but I felt like explaining that and what my thought process was as a result that, hey, this competition means more to me than the $5,001. And so if this is just going to be a sabotage attempt and this is where we are, right before the competition, then, I'm going a different route. I'm not going to go out like that. And so I felt like, that was the best route for me to take. And, I had to go with something. So, I mean, there might not have been a perfect way to handle that at that point. But, I gave it my best shot, and I felt like that should have been unanimously at least a top 3 call. Mm-hmm. And
there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that agree with you. I mean, we saw it coming up on the chat and everything. A lot of people had you placed at least top 3. So, but that being said, were you okay with where you were placed as far as caller order? Were you cool with that?
Yeah, and that's kind of an interesting thing as well. Ordinarily, I end up going. I like going last. I like the pressure of it. It's the biggest challenge, and when you're the best there ever was, the best there ever will be, you take that heat. You got to respond to every single person out there. When you get a call off early, it's a little bit easier for sure. I mean, I haven't called this, which was still third hour, so I at least wasn't the last or second to last call like I have been for like the last 5 years, it seems. So coming in with about 5 people to go, and Brad hadn't gone yet, and Les hadn't gone yet, it eases a little bit of pressure that I don't have to come up with something on the fly for them. So I, came up with some on the fly stuff for the other guys, and then for everyone else, I had some things I, wanted to talk about. But it was nice to be able to just sit back and kind of relax and listen to their calls and be done with mine. So I mean, in a way, I definitely envy the first hour people who call in,
right,
get their stuff out of the way, and then they got 2 hours to listen and enjoy the rest of the thing. That's part of why I, was kind of leaning towards if I didn't get the tandem buyer, that I just wasn't going to participate this year.
Were you pleased? Were you pleased with your delivery?
Yeah, I had a real small hiccup, but I actually had time to, rep through my call a few times, which is rare for me. So that makes a huge difference. And some of these assholes, I mean, they got their stuff done weeks in advance, months in advance.
Right.
I mean, they're repping through it in the shower every morning, and they got it just down cold, And so I never have that luxury. My stuff all comes together way last second. But yeah, I felt like my stuff was good enough that as long as I had a clean run, that it was going to be the winning call.
Yeah.
Unless Brad or Russ came up with something real crazy, which neither of them did.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was real happy with my execution, which is always nice. That the stuff you have is one thing, and then the execution is another. And for a lot of people this year, I think the moment was a little bit too big for them,
yeah.
and particularly because it's the 25th. There's just a lot of pressure on a lot of people. I mean, I don't really ever feel too much pressure as far as that goes, and the day of, it's almost more kind of annoying than anything, and it's just like, man, I just can't wait for this to be over, because I just,
yeah,
you're going through it, you're, whatever else, but the pressure of, getting on that phone line necessarily, I don't ever really feel that, but we saw a few guys today where I think they felt that pressure, and, it didn't go as well as they'd hoped, but I felt good about my execution today for sure.
Yeah. Now, on a lighter note, what are you going to do with the $50 Vivid seats?
I'm not even responding to that email. You're going to send me an email, I'm not going to respond to it.
Forward it to Bulldog.
Yeah.
Hey, so we got Mike in Indy. I'm like, Mike, dude. I mean, I don't know, man. I think you should just be kind of cool. You sound like you're a little upset, a little depressed about this shit, but man, you always got next year. You're a staple in the jungle, man. Everybody knows who you are. Everybody loves you. Everybody thinks you know. But Rome slots it the way Rome slots it, and we just move along. But, man, dude, thank you so much for calling our show, brother, and I hope to talk to you very soon, brother. Thank you.
You pushing me out the door?
No, Steve is. I mean,
actually, I do have one quick question for you. And we kind of drag it out a little bit, and just because I do listen to his podcast, but Chael on his podcast actually made a note that he was going to call in, and it sounded like he was going to call in. And I know it's kind of old hat, but I only asked because you guys know each other and you know him on a more personal note. But are you surprised he didn't call in, or because I know that you had mentioned on Matt in Vancouver's podcast that you hadn't been in contact with Chael at all. Were you surprised he didn't call?
I don't remember at what point that podcast was, but I had definitely been in touch with him a few times. So I'm not sure exactly what I said or when it was, that podcast, but probably after then. Yeah, me and Shey had been in touch a few times. My intuition was telling me he probably wasn't going to call, but I didn't know for sure one way or the other.
Yeah, he always seemed like a pretty busy guy. So I mean, he's got a lot going on. I mean, he's fighting.
Definitely that. Well, and he just retired from MMA,
right?
And I talked to him after that for a bit. So he retired from MMA like a week ago.
Exactly. Yeah.
So there's a lot going on with that, and probably I don't know.
That was very emotional for him too. Like I know that was a very very emotional thing. I mean, he had people asking him about his dad and shit, which I thought was way out of line, to be honest with you. But
ding.
Yeah.
You dinging me, Pool?
Yeah. No, I mean, Chael's a true competitor. He's a really good dude. I think people heard that he had reached out to Trapper to wish him best. With what he was going through.
Right.
And I think Chael even offered to meet up with him next time he was in Portland. So Chael's, can obviously play an asshole very well, but he is a legitimate good dude, and he's a competitor. So I know there's a lot going on his end when you hang up the shoes the way he did, and so. Yeah, who knows if just like too much going on, or like the timing of things was not great for him. But yeah, hopefully he'll call next year. He's a good dude. He's a competitor, and I think the Smackoff needed. I mean, we could have used him this year, because I'm telling you, 2 hours straight through, and there was nothing too remarkable going on. So I think Joe could have spice that up a bit. That WWE guy didn't call in. That was a little weird, I guess. I don't know what the deal was on that.
Yeah,
but
Carl Anderson, yeah, Carl Anderson didn't call in. Yeah,
he's going to get tore up if he did, too, so it's probably a good thing that he didn't. Yeah, so that was a little odd, and kind of surprised that there weren't more people to come out of the woodwork than what there was. Doc Mike showing up on Let's Call was cool. I liked that. But there weren't a whole lot of people. Actually, I can't really think of anybody that came out of the woodwork from the past. I don't know. I hate to drag you guys' show on further, but I'm kind of curious what your thoughts were, and maybe you guys know some things that I don't. But there wasn't like a Joe in the OC or a Kerwin or
I was big on
like that.
Exactly. I really thought that Kerwin. That was my pick. Was that I thought Kerwin was going to show up, and was there not a Detola? There was a Detola
with Lev.
With yeah.
Well, in Let's Call, yeah.
Let's Call, yeah. But that other than that, there wasn't anybody other than Shawn and Carbone, right? So, yeah, it's a good call. Especially at the 25th. I mean, silver anniversary. You really think that one of those guys was going to.
But we don't know whether they called or they tried.
Yeah.
See, we'll never know that. I mean, he's not going to sit there. Whoa, I'm not going to get to Kerwin. Yeah. But I would think if Kerwin made the call, he would be on the air.
Someone like Kerwin would be, would be.
I'm afraid he probably would have had that type of leeway too to come.
Unless they waited too long, and they had to get to people like yourself. And
well, they had to get to Mike. They had to get to Left. They had to get to Brad. I mean,
and Kaleb.
And Kaleb and Rick.
Yeah.
I mean, there was people that we had to hear this year.
Yeah.
Mike being one. Of course.
So if they waited too long, then those guys aren't going to get in. So
those are the things that the smack up that we just don't know what happens because all we can do is listen. But hey, Mike, like I said, man, dude, you you're truly part of the jungle, which you need to feel really badass about that because lots of people show you love, especially when you're talking to us right now. There are a lot of people are giving you love, dude, and you just keep doing what you're doing, brother. And I hope you hope to hear from you very soon, Mike. Have a great one, bro.
Well, I appreciate this, and not to hang on for another second, but I did want to clarify something. You mentioned that I sound depressed earlier, and definitely never that over the Smackoff. Am I angry or pissed? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I guess there's a difference between depression and angry and pissed, right?
There you
Yeah.
go. There you go.
My bad, bro.
Yeah,
I should have said angry or pissed. Yeah.
Yeah.
all.
No, I'm a I mean, whether it's a game of Monopoly or the Smackoff or a pickup basketball game, I'm always going to be pissed when I lose.
Understood.
And I'm probably going to say something about it when I lose. But I'm not going to be depressed for overwinning a Monopoly game. I mean, there's bigger things in life than that, and I'm aware of that. But as a true competitor, I'm going to be pissed anyway, and I'm going to carry this around for a little while, and it's going to stick with me, and it's one of those things that drives me to excel. So, but I'm not going to let it ruin my life or put me in the depths or anything like that. So,
dude,
it's not anything that serious. And I love Jim and all his crew, and they do a great job, and I appreciate what they do, and I appreciate what you guys do. Thanks for letting me add that.
Hey, brother, very, very, very well said. Thank you so much. Have a great one, Mike. See you later. Bye.
No problem. Take it easy.
20. Go ahead, Steve. Yes, please talk to me.
I was just wondering, was that Mike or DA?
Just you. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, definitely getting. But he did bring up a good point. Carl Anderson, the WWE guy, didn't call in, and there was. Okay, so we have.
He tweeted before the show that he was on a plane.
Okay,
you're gonna be able to listen. And I
think hang on a second.
I think Chill probably did.
Wouldn't you fucking think that you would know whether or not you're going to be on a goddamn plane?
I don't think he had any
Smackoff?
intentions of calling anyway.
Okay, then why are they doing that shit? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ekstrom, you sound depressed.
Oh man.
But I wouldn't be surprised if
I'm
Chill
angry and bitter right now. Yes. No, I'm not depressed.
See, I don't know the difference. I'm not a psychologist.
No.
Or is it a psychiatrist, Brendan, or a psychologist? What am I supposed to be? I have a bad play on words.
Are you giving me meds? Psychiatrist.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
You want meds? I probably
know
look
the
some meds
difference.
up.
Yeah. You a psychologist?
They don't cover the full doc or nothing,
exactly.
bro.
We're going to talk.
Okay. I got you covered, man. That's right. I can get your head right. So you understand?
Exactly. Yeah.
I can do that. Anyway, it's
Parody Larry wants to call in.
Parody Larry will. I don't know. The number's 4.
Yeah.
The number is 4. Call on, man. Hey, push 4. You'll get Steve. It's incredible. All right. So this is it, man. We're sounds like we're starting to move along here, Hedstrom. First of all, I got to say a couple things here. All Smackoffs are good. They only come once a year. So I guess we're going to the phones again.
Right to the phones.
We're going right to the phone.
Hold that
I'll just stop at all Smackoffs are
Hold
good.
that
That's my take.
Oh yeah, I was like, Bulldog has a take. Let me hurry up and call somebody real quick.
Let's stop the take. That's my take, Hester. Just go ahead and mark that down. All Smackoffs are good.
Yeah, we do not want Pool Doc to have a freaking take.
No, we do not.
All right.
I'm like the shitty bang of takes, brother. I'll try to get up that hill, man. I may make it, man. It's gonna take me a while. Oh, did you ding me?
Twice.
Dude, I dinged. You need to ding your ass right now. You said shit earlier, and no one dinged it. You need a double dinger.
There we go. All right.
We're going back to the phones. We got Shawn Hester. All right, bring Shawn up. What's up, Shawnee?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Dude, what's up, man? Good talking to you, bro.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm here at Hennessey's. Right now, the champ has shown up. And yeah, the biggest show right now is Fabian, of course.
Is he shit faced yet, or is he lit?
So this one of our servers, Maureen, who couldn't be nicer, she's talking with me and she stops mid sentence and she goes, "Hey, where's the little man?" And I said, "Oh, Fabian." So you're talking about Fabian? She goes, "Yeah, him." "Oh, there he is. He's cut off." And she starts telling all the other waitresses, "Hey, don't serve him anymore. He's done."
Shawn, real quick, explain to me how you get cut off of a bar that's intentions are to sell alcohol. At 2 p.m., how shit-faced can he be? I don't understand. Is he like fucking stumbling? What the
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but he was busy on Periscope at around 6 a.m. this morning. He stashed a bucket of Modelo somewhere outside the bar, and he was walking around drinking these Modelo's in public.
He's drinking his own beer, right? He's not even patronizing the bar that he's at. That is fucking awesome. Shawn, this is the greatest update we've had on the show today. What else is going on at Hennessey's right now? Is everybody acting the fool? Everything cool out there at least? Other than Fabian, of course?
No, everyone is super chill, man. Randall got the biggest ovation when he showed up. He got out of his rig holding one of those giant 7-Eleven, bendy straw cooler things, which just filled with Jack and Coke. Everyone started giving him the big yeah when he was coming through. So
Jesus Christ,
that was big. Yeah, I met Shey from the Bay for the first time. She's possibly the coolest clone going that I've met. She couldn't be nicer,
dude.